2003.
2003.
Bazinga?
I don't know what.
Bazinga. Was that even a thing in 2003? I don't
No,
know.
not even close.
Absolutely
All right,
not.
so we're back for another episode of the GamingStooges Talks podcast, and this episode we're going to be talking about the year 2003 as far as the world of gaming goes. I'm Cloud. I'm joined by our ever wonderful Jack.
Hi, that's me.
And the ever imposing Landon.
Am I supposed to stand now?
You could stand up if you want. You could stand
Okay.
up if you want. This is what he was doing before we started actually like putting our Audacity on record to actually record our audio. He just stood there like Doshin the Giant. Just anyway.
We're going to stand here and listen to your stomach growl for an hour and a half.
2003 was a crazy year for games. And normally in like these older years, there's like not as much to talk about, but I feel like this year is as packed as some more recent years we've done. This is a year that saw a peak for the 6th gen consoles. You got the PS2, the GameCube, Xbox. There's still some stragglers of games coming out on PS1. We'll get to those. Very interesting stuff there. The Game Boy Advance was dominating the handheld market with pretty much no competition. And I say pretty much because there was something that did come out later in the year and it crashed and burned. So effectively no competition there. But this was a formative year of our lives. I was 11, Landon was 10, Jack was 8. So this is like peak nostalgia injection year right here. Are you guys excited?
Yeah. Let's talk about some games that came out in 2003.
Yeah. All right, let's jump in then.
Landon?
I thought Landon was going to say something, but I guess not.
His mic is muted.
Yeah, his
Oh,
mic's
it is.
muted.
Wow, look at that.
It wouldn't be a Gaming Stooges Talks podcast episode if Landon didn't leave his mic muted at some point. Already getting that out of the way.
Anyway,
Been a hot,
That means you
it's
don't
been
have
a
to do
hot
it
one.
later.
Yeah, that doesn't.
all I
means you don't have to
said
do it.
was ye.
Yeah, all right. Let's go with January. January and February do not have too many entries, but still got about 6 each. The first thing we're going to talk about, the 14th of January had 3 games, and the first of which I have listed here, we got Panzer Dragoon Orta on the Xbox. That is the final game of the Panzer Dragoon series, and it's Panzer Dragoon. I haven't played any of the Panzer Dragoon games past the first one yet, but I've heard that, much like the rest of the games in the series, it's a good entry. So, yeah.
Classic. Haven't played it yet.
Classic.
Haven't did you now, because we were talking about my muted mic, so I obviously could not hear through my headphones. Did you explain how these years in retrospective work for people that have maybe never listened to a Gaming Stooges Talks podcast?
For the most part, but I'll also mention that we go through with just the North American releases. We don't go through like worldwide or European. That also caused the podcast notes here to be a little tricky to put together. There was quite a few games that had supposedly one release date when I was doing research, and then I looked more into it and it had a different release date. And Landon and I even had to go back and forth on something because there was an entry where we just didn't know, and then it just there's a whole thing. There's a lot of work that goes into researching the entries here, and it's worse the further back you go. So 2003 was kind of a mess.
The other thing is, if it released on a console, but like it had basically
if it was if it was
port.
previously released, if it's not like a new entry, or if it's not at least like it has to have been released in 2003 for like the first major time for that release.
Yeah.
So it
Like
can't be like
we will have some remakes, remasters ish in that vein listed here, but it's mostly going to be like original releases. So sorry, GameCube.
Yeah, because GameCube ends up getting a lot of games like the year or two after, and this happens with Xbox. Honestly, like if you're not PS2, there's a chance that there's games on here that are there's games that are not listed on here because they came out on the PS2 the previous year. So look forward to a different episode where we'll talk about them that time.
So sorry for derailing. Yeah. Continue with January.
Yeah. Hopefully we can be more concise with explaining that in every single episode, but we do have to explain it just in case. It's big. It's a big part of our channel's podcast episodes. The 14th of January also had on PS2 The War of the Monsters, which I don't know if anybody knows. That is a pretty cool kaiju 3D arena fighting game for the PS2. It came to other systems. It was re-released over quite a few times over time. It's a really cool game, honestly. You get to play as a bunch of like your typical like popular kind of like big kaiju battling monsters and get to beat the shit out of people, destroy the city around you. I played a demo of it. I haven't played like the full game, but that said, it was pretty fucking cool. So thumbs up. I'll give it a smash.
I own this game actually.
A smidge. I feel like you would. Like,
yeah,
isn't it also is
on PS2 actually?
Oh, on PS2.
I like how you had to check.
I did
your collection to see if you owned it.
I did.
You were like kaiju battle game. I got to make sure I got that one.
Well, here's the thing: is I don't think I've played it on my PS2. I've definitely played this game, so it's like one of those games where I'm like, do I own this? Also, a friend like gave it to me at one point. So there's a couple PS2 games that I didn't own back in the day that I have like acquired over the last couple years that I'm like, is that one of the ones I got? So yes, but War of the Monsters, nice.
All right. And then the last entry on the 14th of January, there was the PS2 release of The Sims. Now, we did mention we tend to not do ports, but if it is a console port of a PC exclusive or arcade exclusive title, we will usually mention it if it's a big enough deal. And in this case, I mean, it's The Sims. Like this is the first console release of The Sims, and it's a big series that like a ton of people like. It also did come out in March on GameCube and Xbox, but it came out on PS2 a couple months early, so that's where we have it here.
Especially back then when PC
games
and console games were way fewer games were on both.
Yes.
Like most PC games were only on PC because they utilized technology that consoles just did not have for a long time.
And also the PC crowd wasn't playing the kind of games. They weren't interested in the kind of games that console games were known to be at the time. For the most part, like the crowds were separate. They're a lot more like pretty much like everybody's kind of in like a similar pool now, but like you couldn't have gotten farther from each other back in the day. So they had different crowds, they had different games catering to them. But The Sims was a pretty big mover in that field. Anything else to add, Landon, on The Sims?
Drowning sim noise.
Cool. The 22nd of January, there was Dead or Alive Extreme Beach Volleyball on Xbox. That is a well-known spin-off of the Dead or Alive series. Yes, that fan servicey series that got a volleyball game.
The birth of, like, modern jiggle physics, pretty much. And by modern, I mean, like, just the point when they just became ridiculous.
Yes, like, we did not see, like, you know, fan servicey physics in games up till now because it wasn't really possible to do all that easily, but on Xbox it was possible. It was a powerful enough system. So these crazy bastards made a game specifically to take advantage of that.
Now we're playing with power.
Yes. The 27th, there was Skies of Arcadia Legends on GameCube. That is that is Skies of Arcadia, but on GameCube, right? But it's
Correct.
like a new version of
Yeah.
it's the same, but it is the same game.
Same
this
game,
is,
but it has additional content for this version.
So that is a fair reason to mention. Also, anytime a game comes from the Dreamcast onto a new system, it is kind of a big deal because that was a system that was sent out to die. So if it gets its games on other systems, we did make exceptions. We put them in the document if they were pretty big. So,
To be fair,
Skies of Arcadia.
This is like a running trend a lot. I feel like in 2003 was like Sega was just like dumping,
Especially Sega.
Yeah, well, like they were like dumping their Dreamcast like titles on these other systems.
It happened in 2002 as well. I think we'll probably see that when we do that podcast episode, but pretty much for like a couple years after the Dreamcast. Like, and can you blame them? Their system died. They had to find new
Yeah.
homes for these games.
Oh,
So,
I mean, no, and I mean, obviously with Panzer Dragoon Orta, like they're like making
that would have been
original
a
games,
Dreamcast
too.
game.
Yeah, so like they're like dumping games on these consoles, and it's like I think important to kind of see like what happened after the Dreamcast actually fizzled out. Was like just
Yeah.
they went full ham on third party mode.
We'll be talking a lot more about that during a later episode in the season. Spoilers. A little bit of a tease, but it's going to be an interesting episode. We'll do that. And the last entry of January on the 28th, there was Devil May Cry 2 on PS2.
Classic.
I have nothing to say about this game.
I was gonna say some shit about Skies of Arcadia Legends, but okay.
Oh, you
know
had
what?
something you want to add?
Fuck off.
Not I mean, kind
DMC.
of, but not really. I was just gonna say Skies of Arcadia is a great game, and this is a good version of it. And Nintendo, please put it on Nintendo Switch Online, GameCube, please.
Sega, just
People need to play this game.
just do a remaster of Skies of Arcadia Legends.
Honestly,
like
honestly,
straight up, it deserves
I
it.
would kill.
Yeah.
There's still quite a
It
bit
really
of
does.
Dreamcast and Saturn games that Sega's really got to get around to re-releasing at some point, but
Yeah,
we'll see. Devil May Cry 2, though.
Classic.
classic.
I've heard that like
this game, like-
I've heard that this is the game that like fans
Isn't this
don't
game, like-
really like.
Yeah, I was gonna say this is the one that's like bullshit hard that they had to release an easy mode for so that people could actually beat it.
Is that
If I'm not mistaken,
is that why there was backlash against this game?
yes? This game
Because
is
I heard,
apparently, like,
because I remember
bullshit hard.
hearing that critical reception of this game was fine. Like this game was like critics thought it was good, but apparently like fans didn't care for it, and I guess that's probably because the difficulty. I don't know. I don't know enough about Devil May Cry. Do you have anything to add, Landon?
Classic.
Classic. February, we got about the same amount of releases. On the 10th, I wish one of our Discord members was here because this is a big game for him. Shout out to, well, actually, he's not a gold stooge, so I guess we can't shout him out.
I mean,
but
you can
Dot Hack
barely mention his
Infection.
name.
Dot Hack Infection on the PS2. It's the first part of the main series of Dot Hack games, first of the 4-part main series. Dot Hack would go into getting a bunch of different games and a bunch of different like little sub-series, but this is the main series, starts here. Dot Hack Infection. Still haven't played any of the Dot Hack games though, but classic, I guess. Sure.
Pass.
Pass, unfortunately.
Pass.
Yeah,
Rip
R.I.P.
Buggy.
that guy.
Shout out to Al in the chat.
Yeah, shout out to Al in the chat though.
We're about to
right.
talk about a good game.
Speaking of Al, I hope Al's ready for a bunch of Yu-Gi-Oh! Because Yu-Gi-Oh! Was really big starting in 2002 when it broke out, and 2003 was the year that Konami said, all right, we tested the waters, we got a couple things out there as far as video games, we got the cards, we got the anime going, let's just put games on every fucking system. Let's go. On the 11th, you got Dungeon Dice Monsters on GBA.
Hell yeah,
Let's
Duke
go.
Devlin mentioned.
I haven't played this one yet. It is on the early days collection, so maybe I'll get around to it. That said, pass.
Oh, never mind. Pass. Fuck this game.
Pass. Fuck Duke Devlin.
On the 16th, though, here we go. We got Duelist of the Roses, Yu-Gi-Oh! As well on PS2. They put 2 games out within 1 week, 5 days apart. This is the follow-up to Forbidden Memories, so it's part of the same like weird alternate universe, but using the Yu-Gi-Oh! Characters to like tell the different stories. And there's actually another game in that same series that comes out later this year, I believe. I have it listed. So yeah, this is Duelist of the Roses. This is the one where like you play on like a weird like sort of like chessboard of sorts. You can move your Yu-Gi-Oh! Monsters like 1 or 2 spaces depending on if they have a terrain bonus or not. There's different like terrains that like boost different types of monsters. You have like basically a deck master, which is like your king, where you have to move around and you have to make sure not to, you can take direct damage if they're attacked. It's really fucking weird. It's a really fun game, but it's really slow paced because of how much shit is just going on. And also it centers on the War of the Roses, and you can either take the side of Seto Kaiba and his crew, which are all the bad guys, or you can take take the side of Yugi Moto and his team of good guys, and you duel all the other ones.
I I have never played this game, but it's automatically better than fucking Jesus Christ, I'm blank. Forbidden Memories, because it has Seto Kaiba on the cover art.
It is a fun game. Eventually, I'll stream it. I have been slacking on that, but I will stream it one day.
Maybe someday.
Anything else to
Maybe
add about
someday.
Duels of the Roses?
I have never played it, so no.
Ugh.
It's got Seto Kaiba, and you can
team
fight
up with Seto
alongside him.
Kaiba, yeah.
So it's an automatic smash.
3 limited edition official game cards inside.
Yep.
Whatever that means.
On the 17th, there was the release of a little game called Dark Cloud 2 on the PS2.
Pass.
Wow. Landon will always do this whenever I'm supposed to be really excited about something.
All right,
He's
moving
like,
on.
nope.
On the
No,
25th.
Dark Cloud 2, this is my favorite game.
This is. That's why I'm being extra gremlin.
I've probably played like this game for like almost 1,000 hours across my multiple save files, and
Jesus Christ.
You could do so much.
I know you
have
can.
like
I've played this game.
Yeah, this is like the game that they tried to make as like a Zelda killer. Spoiler, it didn't kill Zelda because you can't kill Zelda. But it's a really good game in its own right. There's procedurally generated dungeons. You can level up weapons and like build them up into different kinds of weapons. You can frickin' take pictures and make inventions based on the picture ideas you have. You can pilot a steampunk mech and like build that out with like different pieces. You've got 2 different characters. They have 2 different like weapons for short and long range. You can golf, you can fish, you can save the world, you can rebuild villages. It's insane the amount of stuff you can do. But one day, maybe I'll stream that game. But that will also mean I am going to be committing at least 100 hours to a stream game, and I don't know if I'm ready for that. I love this game, though. It's my favorite game ever.
That's me with Xenoblade. I'm like, I want to stream it so bad, but I would be dedicating like the next year of streams to it.
Fun fact that I have to keep telling people, though, the main male character of Dark Cloud 2 is voiced by Robin from Teen Titans. Just thought that was really cool.
Hell yeah.
So if you've ever watched...
Shit, what's his name?
I don't remember the name of the voice actor, but it's the same guy. We'll move on, though. We got some more stuff to talk about with Indiana Jones and the Emperor's Tomb on Xbox on the 25th. It would be released on other platforms later this year. And I just thought this was interesting because this shows that Indiana Jones was no stranger to being like home on Xbox for at least some like period of time each release. Like this wasn't put on other systems at the time, like at that moment. So it's interesting that like this, like Indiana Jones and the Great Circle, not even close to a first for Xbox having Indiana Jones. It's just a tradition apparently.
Weird.
Never played it.
No.
And then also on the 25th, the same date, we had the game Xenosaga Episode 1 Der Wilzermacht on PS2. And that is, I actually spelt that wrong in the document. There's actually an H in there in between the C and the T, but it's
No wonder I couldn't read it.
But anyway, it is the first of the Xenosaga series. It is, as the name entails, it is made by Monolith Soft, who would go on to make Xenoblade. And this is the game that starts. And no, not quite.
You almost said it.
We really need to make. They really need to make like a meme like template that like connects all of the games that say Xeno in them, just to see like what weird games connect to each other. But Xenosaga is also the game that stars Cosmos. So if you have ever seen that blue-haired robot lady with the lasers, that's probably her. I don't know if we're thinking of the same person, but she's a pretty popular character. This game is pretty good. I still have to get back and finish the third game, but I really like the first one. Smash.
Never played it.
I own a disc only.
Would like to play these one day because, you know, Monolith Soft.
At this point, though, you're probably better off emulating them because the third episode is $200.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
They're expensive.
Fuck no.
I bought the games when they were $10 each for the first two, and I think $50 at most for the third game. And now even the first two games are like $50 each. So yeah, it's crazy.
Damn.
It's because they haven't been re-released Bandai Namco, what
That's
are you
crazy.
doing?
Yeah,
That's crazy that
speaking
these
of-
games have never been re-released.
speaking of games that need to be re-released, like Sega,
Yeah.
Skies, Bandai, Xeno. Let's go. Come on. Xeno Saga.
guys.
You can do Xenogears if you want, but that has been
Well,
put on other
that's
consoles.
Square. That's a Square thing too.
Still, they
Also,
they would listen to me and be like, other Xeno game. Let's do it.
Xenoverse.
Anyway,
Remake of Xenoverse 1.
March was a big month, so let's try and get through this because we got a lot to talk about with
do it.
with some of these games.
Let's just
On the
Let's
4th,
see.
we got Rayman 3 Hoodlum Havoc for GameCube and GBA. It was released on many other platforms across the next few months, but this is Rayman 3.
pass.
Zach or Jack?
Have not
I called
actually-
you. I called you Zach by accident because I was playing fucking Final Fantasy VII with the character Zach in it. Jack,
Zach.
thoughts?
Frack.
I have not played this one actually.
Oh.
The only Rayman games I have played are 1, 2, and then Origins and Legends.
Big
Alright.
blind spot
Have not
there.
played 3.
Landon
I know.
Pass.
on the 10th. Sonic Advance 2 for GBA. Good
Smash.
game, Smash. We've talked about Sonic Advance quite a bit though, so that's all.
Hard smash. Go listen to our fucking
All of the podcasts.
all of the podcasts. Go listen to specifically our Sonic 2D games ranked from worst to best on YouTube.
Good.
Sonic Advance 2, good game, but we talk about it more there.
We
You
should
might-
probably
hear our
redo
thoughts.
that.
We might have to.
Probably.
We might have to redo some Sonic stuff. Honestly,
Yeah,
in
there's
the
we have a
coming-
lot.
That
of
is that video
history
is
of
probably like
Sonic
4 years
again.
old.
Let's go.
Oh my
8
God.
years.
Let's
Call up
12
PHC. See if he'll do another
call
8 hours.
PHC, 12 hours
12
stream.
hours
Let's
of
do it.
Sonic. Anyway,
Anyway, on the 11th, the next day for GBA, we got Mega Man and Bass, which was the first stateside release. It was originally on Super Nintendo, but that release did not come over to North America. So this is Mega Man and Bass. This is Mega Man 8.5.
Have not played this one.
I don't
not
understand why they did a whole crossover with Pro Bass Shop Fishing.
I got it. I don't know if like Jack.
I think Jack hated
no, I
the
did.
joke.
I did.
He hated it.
No, I did. It's Bass Pro Shops.
I don't know
Damn.
anything right now.
But yeah, Mega Man and Bass. I mean,
I don't
I
even
haven't played it.
remember what we talked about before we talked about Mega Man.
Can we get this games box art with instead of Bass, it's just the Bass Pro Shops logo.
Or he could just,
gonna make that
or
up.
he could be wearing the hat. Just Photoshop the hat on him.
Anyway,
on the 18th, the next week, we had 2 games come out, and both of them are notoriously very bad games. First was WWE Crush Hour on PS2 and GameCube, and it is a vehicular combat game using WWE superstars as the drivers. So yes, if you thought of Twisted Metal, that is exactly the game this is ripping off. Also, it was really bad. I played it. I actually can tell you that game was bad. It controlled like shit. The only thing that I liked about it was because it had WWE superstars on it. That said, it was still pretty cringy. So,
I'm sorry.
thumbs down, pass.
Let's pass it then.
The other bad game, though, we also had Batman Dark Tomorrow on Xbox and GameCube. This is considered one of the worst Batman games and maybe even one of the worst games ever made.
Damn.
I've seen videos. I've heard things about it. I haven't played it. But I do know that this game is notorious for being pretty damn bad.
Okay.
I actually don't know if I'm familiar with this one. Maybe I've seen it before. But I don't know if I've never
Matt
played this.
McMuscles did a What Happened on this game. So if you ever watched the What Happened episode, he did that.
Okay.
An episode
Yeah,
on that.
I will have to look into this.
Yep.
It looks bad.
And honestly, Matt McMuscles did an episode on a few games in this year. We'll get to more of them later.
oh
Yeah.
boy.
On the next day, though, to redeem those 2 shit games, we had Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire on Game Boy Advance, the first releases of the 3rd generation of Pokemon games taking place in the Hoenn region. We talked a lot about these games on our Gen 3 podcast, so you can listen to our full thoughts there. That said, I'll give it a smash.
These games are okay.
Yeah, pass.
Fuck you both.
Hey! I'm making a joke at my own expense.
I know.
These are literally like probably the most formative childhood games for me. Period.
Yeah.
It's like it's this or Sonic Adventure 2, which we will not be talking about in this podcast because that came out in 2002 on the GameCube. But this game, I was obsessed with this game as a child. This month, honestly, like with Sonic Advance 2 as well, was like huge for me as a kid. Like, Jesus.
I'm not sure why they didn't release this next thing on the same day as Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire. I feel like that would have been a slam dunk. But 4 days later, there was the Game Boy Advance SP hardware release, which means that is the awesome Game Boy Advance revision that everybody loves. Like pretty much everybody loves. That came out on the 23rd. I don't know why they didn't just release it on the 19th. Jack's got his open for the viewers, and for the listeners, he's holding it open. Is that Emerald inside of it too?
Yes, it is.
That's pretty funny. Also, as well as the hardware release of the Game Boy Advance SP, Nintendo also stopped their worldwide production for the Game Boy and Game Boy Color on this date as well. So they basically said, all right, the SP is here. All the old shit is gone now. We're not doing it anymore. And Landon's
got
holding
two
up
of them.
both.
We have two.
Gee, Landon, why do you get two Game Boy Advance SPs?
Why does your mom let you have two Game Boy Advance SPs?
Because my sister
what games do you have in them?
Gave me this one, and the answer is none.
No games in them.
Now they get to go
All right.
back into the
None
drawer
games in
where they
them.
live.
We talked a lot about the Game Boy Advance SP in our console revisions episode. So if you want to hear our thoughts more at length, you can go listen to that podcast. But good revision. Thumbs up. Anything to add by you guys?
Obviously this was huge because it was
Had a light.
It had a light.
And it had a
It had
clamshell
a
design so you
screen,
could put it in your
a
pocket without
backlit
scratching
screen.
up the...
Mine is gonna die.
I think the clamshell design honestly gets understated sometimes. Like that shit kept your system from getting scratches all over the screen, so you could actually play.
Instead,
and
it has scratches on the outside.
Yeah.
But that's okay.
That's just cosmetic. So
yeah. It adds to the
it adds
to the
character.
aesthetic.
It adds to the flavor.
It adds character. Literally the only downside to this is that it does not have a headphone jack. So you have to listen to the game's music on the tiny speaker that it provides you. It's loud,
or buy one of those
loud
weird
enough.
adapters that
As
goes
God
into where the
intended, Jack. Listen to the entirety of Shrek and Shark Tale compressed onto one cartridge through the speaker. As God intended.
Yes.
Anything to add, Landon,
should.
about the Game Boy Advance SP?
As God intended.
All right. On the same date as the Game Boy Advance SP coming out, we had The Legend of Zelda: The Wind Waker on GameCube.
Yeah.
Oh my fucking god.
Good
dude.
answer,
This month is
Steve.
cracked.
Yeah, dude.
What the fuck?
March 2003 of all months got
It
some
had
pretty crazy shit going on.
Crazy.
If you played Nintendo, it had some stuff. If you
I was gonna say
played-
it has some really high highs and really low lows.
Yeah.
It's
Oh yeah, I mean, like, don't get me wrong. There's some bullshit in this month too,
Oh, yeah.
but the good stuff is really good.
we did talk about the Wind Waker a lot on one of our Zelda podcasts, with our Zelda series coverage. So you can also listen to those if you want our full thoughts. But anything you guys wanted to just say real quick for the Wind Waker?
Game of the Year.
Wind Waker is one of the. I would probably agree with that. I'm gonna hold off until we get to the end, but I'm pretty sure Wind Waker is the game of the year.
It's a fantastic game.
It's one of the best games of all time.
Yeah.
Like, there are, like, Landon and I,
That's us.
we don't always share opinions.
Rarely.
But there are
Landon,
there are some
I think it's
games-
because Landon goes out of his way to not share opinions with people.
Yes, no, absolutely. But
Yeah.
the Wind Waker, we both agree, one of the best games.
Yeah.
Just ever.
He's lucky that
We had
he decided that
Okay.
after I decided that.
Oh, come on. Fuck you.
Landon. Anything to add for Wind Waker besides Game of the Year?
Game of the year, game of the month, game of the
yeah.
I mean, I know people at the time didn't care for it, but fuck those people.
True.
All my
It has
haters die
aged
out
very
eventually.
well. More people like this game now than they did when it came out, and that is an
Yes.
accomplishment. Not every game can do
Yep.
that.
Time
So
it goes
moving
the
on
other
to
way.
yes, a lot of time it goes the other way. On the 25th, there was 3 things that came out of note, and the first one, we talked about some really good stuff. So back to talking about some really bad stuff. There was the release of Dragon Ball Z Ultimate Battle 22 on the PS1. You heard right, PS1. This game is considered one of the worst Dragon Ball games ever. It was also, for some reason, and it's an obvious reason, I'll say it in a minute, but it was released outside of Japan and Europe 7 years after its original release date, because it was originally came out in 1995 in Japan and 1996 in Europe. The reason it came out just now is because 2002-2003 was the breakout period of Dragon Ball outside over in North America. Yeah, there was like the anime was already starting and running for a little bit up until this point, but like this was when like they just went all in on Dragon Ball, like making it a phenomena. So they put every game system that had a Dragon Ball game, they needed a Dragon Ball game on it. Even if that meant re-releasing an old game that hadn't been out over in our territory, that had been out years ago. So they didn't have anything else for PS1. They decided just localize Dragon Ball Z Ultimate Battle 22.
Rough.
And that game is fine for a 1995 game. It is bad for a 2003 game. It only took 8 years. We just talked about a game that aged like fine wine. Well, this is a game that aged like milk.
On release.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rough.
So
Let's.
yeah, we talked more about this back in our Dragon Ball podcast. We could pass. Also on the 25th though, there was the release of Primal on PS2. This was a first party action adventure title. It was known for being pretty polarizing. I don't know much else
First
about
party?
it, but it for published.
Oh.
It was
from,
not.
like,
Yeah, it was not
Sony.
made by It was not made by Sony. It was published by Sony though for the PS2.
I was like,
Did you think he meant to say first person?
that's where my brain went
Nope.
at first.
Nope.
Yeah.
Nope.
Honestly, same.
Nope.
Yeah.
I definitely
I
got
asked.
I definitely got the first party part right. It's a Sony published title for the PS2, and I just remember it was known for not being. It like some people like it, some people don't. I don't know much about it though, so pass.
Yeah, pass.
Closing out the 25th though, you had Dynasty Warriors 4 on PS2. I'm gonna say this now. This is far from the only Dynasty Warriors game that came out this year. There's so many fucking Dynasty Warriors games that come out every year, but I tend to just stick to like the main series. And Dynasty Warriors 4 is the next big release for the Dynasty Warriors series. So if you are a Dynasty Warrior guy, you got the new game on PS2 on the 25th of March.
I loved it, Dynasty.
Closing out the
guys
month,
feel
though, on the 31st, there was a game called Turnabout on PS1. I put this on here because Landon would find this interesting. It's a puzzle game made by ArtDink, who are known for their assistance on Square's HD 2D games now. This originally came out in 2000, and then it was finally brought over to the United States and North America in 2003. Again, puzzle game made by the same people that would go on to make HD 2D games, so I thought that was really cool. Other than that, I don't know anything about it. Pass.
Fuck this game. Pass.
Moving on to April. On the 1st of April, and I put in parentheses, this is not an April Fool's joke, because I know that Landon will think so. Squaresoft and Enix Corporation would merge to make Square Enix. This is the birth of Square Enix.
Square Beanix rose
Square
from the
Beanix.
ashes.
Square Beanix.
Square
Enix.
Enix is born.
Ugh,
Oh boy.
that's all I have to say on that.
Yeah, well, we could talk about them some other time.
Yeah,
We
let's
know
do
about
that.
Square Enix all too well. On the 8th, there was the release of Midnight Club 2 on PS2. This is a notable racing game of the time. It came out on Xbox and PC later on. But Midnight Club 2. The early 2000s were a time for like good racing games, and Midnight Club was this weird series that like was really good in that period and then just like never took off afterwards. It's kind of a shame.
They had like the PS3 360 Midnight Club was also a solid release, but yeah, they never bothered to follow up after that, which is a shame.
Well, I'm just saying like they were a series that just like could never hold like
Oh yeah,
people's attention, like sales and stuff. Like after, like they did they did really good in that period, and then just. But,
yeah.
Rip Midnight
Anyway.
Club. On the 10th, there was a release of Inuyasha: A Feudal Fairy Tale on PS1.
Man,
It is a
PS1
fighting game made by Dimps.
PS1's
So
such a weeb system. What the hell?
When I looked at PS1 games in 2003, there was two things that stuck out. There was late localizations, and a lot of it was like stuff from Japan that just finally made its way over. And two, a lot of those fucking game versions of like pool bowling alley style games. Like you have pool, pinball, bowling, like that, air hockey, like those kind of games. They just made them for PS1 in 2003, and I don't know why.
That's awesome.
Pass. Yeah, I haven't played Inuyasha: A Feudal Fairy Tale, but knowing that it's made by Dimps means it's probably not bad. I should give it a shot sometime. Pass. On the 14th, we had two games. The first release was Postal 2 on PC. This game is notorious for being extremely violent, and there was apparently a bunch of controversy surrounding it. I am familiar with the game Postal 2 by name, never played it though.
My brother played it at one point.
It did have a bit of a following.
Yeah.
Probably because it was extremely violent and had a bunch of controversy stapled to it. So people were like, "Ooh, I gotta see what this game's about."
So because of that, pass.
Jack, anything to add about Postal 2?
I'm familiar with it, but I've never played it. I've seen like Let's Plays of it on YouTube before, and it's pretty violent. It's pretty cool.
All
I
right.
don't really care about playing it, but yeah, it gets a smidge.
Well, on the same date, we also had Golden Sun: The Lost Age on Game Boy Advance. This is the second half of the Golden Sun GBA duology. There was two games, and they were supposed to be released as like part of a whole, kind of like Sonic 3 and Knuckles, because like the first game could be carrying over content into this one. So yeah, The Lost Age. I still haven't finished my playthrough of it. So that said, unfortunately, I have to say pass. But one day I will actually finish this game because it is promising, considering I like the first one.
Damn, that sucks.
Golden Sun: The Lost Age, anyone?
Never played it.
Well, on the 15th, we had the release of Ikaruga on GameCube. This was the first NA release of Ikaruga, the first release outside of Japan in general. And Ikaruga, a pretty well-known like hidden gem of a shooter shmup. It was originally on Dreamcast. So again, as we were talking about earlier, getting a bunch of like games that were on the Dreamcast brought over to the still living systems of that generation.
Yeah.
That said, I've only played a little bit of it. I'll give it a smidge. I did enjoy what I played of it on the Switch re-release. So it's a pretty cool game.
I like this game a lot. It's hard as balls, and I can only play it on infinite lives because I will lose. But it's cool. I think this game's really fun.
It's got that well-known like color switching mechanic where depending on what color you are, you can just no-sell certain color bullets. So it's pretty cool. Going to May, we had on the 6th the release of Castlevania Aria of Sorrow on the Game Boy Advance, which is a critically acclaimed game for the system and genre. Like it's pretty much like the Game Boy Advance equivalent of Symphony of the Night. Like people who know about this game, they fucking will tout this game as like amazing. That said, I haven't played it. Pass.
Have not played this one. I have heard that it is like one of the best Castlevania games. So, hell yeah.
Fuck this game. Pass.
On the 9th,
Love it. Classic. Haven't played it yet.
we're going to have a couple interesting things happening in May. The first game of those was Finding Nemo on PS2, Xbox, GameCube, and Game Boy Advance. And it's not a very good game, but this game sold extremely well. Like, we're talking like a million plus seller on every platform it was on, accumulating like 5+ million sales, maybe even more. I think it might have even reached like 7 million. And in 2003, that's fucking crazy. Like, people were all over this game. This was one, remember, Jack, when you were like Finding Nemo on GBA is one of the best selling GBA games on our GBA podcast? That's crazy.
Finding Nemo was just huge.
I mean, yeah.
It really was.
Yeah.
And this came out, I'm pretty sure, like right after the movie too.
Probably. Yeah.
That checks out.
Gotta love those
It literally
movie tie-ins.
came out. It literally came out before the movie.
That's how
That's
you do it
crazy.
right.
What?
That's how you do it.
What the fuck? The movie came out May 30th of 2003.
So you had 3 whole weeks where the only experience you could get out of Finding Nemo was playing
You can spoil
the game.
movie by playing the fucking video game 3 weeks before the movie comes out. What the fuck? That's so weird.
Well, to be
no wonder
fair,
it's sold like crazy.
you have it on the shelves in like that way people can immediately walk out of the movie theater and buy their child the fish
That's
game.
true too.
the video game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
mean, you could just do like a simultaneous release, though. It's like for 3 weeks early.
you have the marketing all set. You don't have to worry about like things shipping on time and stuff. I mean,
Yeah, true.
Yeah, but
That's so crazy.
my brother had this for PS2. I remember that. So like, yeah, my other brother, I should say.
Speaking of incredibly successful movie tie-in games, the next week we would get another one with the 15th of May seeing the release of Enter the Matrix on PS2, Xbox, GameCube, and PC. It did not get a Game Boy Advance release, but it did actually get a PC release alongside console, which is one of the very few games this year to do that. But like Finding Nemo, not notable for being like a great game, but it just sold extremely well, like across every platform. It's insane. Chances are, if you see somebody like with a PS2 collection and they're not playing a bunch of like the colorful games that like I would be playing, they probably have a copy of Enter the Matrix.
I'm
pretty sure Lil B has a copy of Enter the Matrix.
I think I remember seeing it.
Collection video.
Classic. Haven't played it yet.
End of the Matrix. Classic.
I remember someone at one point when I was working for video game stores. I don't think it was at GameStop, but it was at one of the local game stores. They claimed Enter the Matrix for PS2 was like the best game ever, and
It's a bold claim.
it's a bold, very bold claim.
That's
All right.
extremely
Yeah.
bold. Wow.
I know.
Like unironically?
I believe so, which is
That's so
Oof.
crazy.
All right.
Oh man.
Enter the Matrix. On the 22nd, a week later, we had Lost Kingdoms 2 on GameCube, and that is a card-based action RPG from Software.
wow. Those guys.
Yeah, those guys.
Yeah.
Those
Guys.
They made
That wouldn't be relevant until
they made
way later.
They made Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories before Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories. I can't believe
did.
Square ripped them off.
I can't believe.
You know what's
fuck?
crazy is like there was a bunch of like card-based like action RPGs that came out like in this like era. Maybe not action RPG specifically, but there was like a bunch of card-based RPGs.
There were.
Like isn't like, and
I mean,
there's
yeah,
another one.
It's crazy. It's yeah. I thought it'd be
It's the
interesting.
Yu-Gi-Oh. The Yu-Gi-Oh was just it was running hot.
I mean,
Everybody
yeah,
need to make
Yu-Gi-Oh
a card game.
Yu-Gi-Oh was big at the time, so it kind of makes sense that happened. Speaking of
Damn,
weird little
Jack
shits,
is getting up for something when like the next game is like
Oh,
a big thing for him.
he just ran.
All right,
We stalled for time long enough.
Jack,
Sorry.
you almost missed it on the 26th.
I know.
WarioWare Inc. Mega Micro Games for Game Boy Advance.
I know. Beans was scratching at my fucking door, and I had to put him in the other
Well,
room.
tell Beans it's time to talk about WarioWare Inc. Mega Micro
I
Games.
know. WarioWare Inc. Mega Micro Games. Go watch that stream VOD. I streamed this like a few years ago.
Oh yeah, that's right.
It's a very short game. You can beat it in like an hour and a half, but it's really fun. Like I love this game. It's a very like just like I want to feel like playing WarioWare Inc. Why not? It's super easy to pick up and play.
Is this the first WarioWare
Like I
game?
said. Yep.
They started off on a good foot. Yeah.
Yeah, because the GameCube game came out a year after this.
Okay.
I had to look up exactly when. Technically, the GameCube game came out this year in Japan, but not in America. So,
Anything to add, Landon, about WarioWare Inc.? Pass.
I mean, it's good. I agree with Jack. Solid pass.
The next day, the 27th, we had Sonic Pinball Party for GBA. This is one of the Sonic games I have not played, so pass.
Damn. Pass.
this This game's legacy is having that one edit of the box art that has Gumball Eyes Sonic.
The only thing I really remember about Sonic Pinball Party is just the fact that like most copies of this game that you'll see floating around are not the standalone release. It's the dual pack with Sonic Advance. Like I feel like there's more copies of that floating around than just Sonic Pinball Party by itself. But that's all I know about it. Landon, anything to add about Sonic Pinball Party?
I have not played this game.
Let's close out the month of May. And we're going to go back to a hot one for May. We got another movie tie-in game. Yeah. Because this time we got the Hulk. We got the Hulk game for PS2, Xbox, GameCube, and PC, which is a tie-in to the Hulk movie that came out in 2003. That said, pass. It sold well. It was financially successful.
These fucking movie tie-in games that just like sell like crazy. Like there's a reason why they made so many of these fucking games. Like every semi-famous movie had a video game tie-in and it would sell well. Why not? Let's give the Hulk 2003 a video game.
Well, this is also, they kind of tried to make a video game, whereas like we go like I feel like 2 years later, 3 years later, and like they're not trying to make a video game anymore.
Yeah, like there's actual like video game-ness to these tie-in movie games, at least in this period. They weren't just like throwing slop out as like a quick cash grab, quite to the degree that they would later, thankfully.
Yeah. So anyway,
like here's the funny thing: we're gonna talk about some fucking bad games, but honestly, like these 3 movie tie-in games, they're fine compared to those this year. They're fine. Let's move on to June, though.
They don't infuriate me like this one does.
This game, you need to stop hating so much. Like you are the #1 hater of this game. I swear to God.
I'll fucking hate this game. This game hates Piccolo.
On the 17th. Yes, there wasn't really anything up until the 17th. There was Dragon Ball Z, The Legacy of Goku 2 on GBA. The Legacy of Goku 1, trash game, horrible game. It's really, really bad. Just like controls like shit and just horribly paced. But The Legacy of Goku 2, if you are not the biggest Piccolo stan, it's really good. But if you're the biggest Piccolo stan, as Landon is, and the game doesn't want you to use Piccolo for most of the game because they actively make him too weak to fight.
Like just don't use him.
He gets that one fight with like 17 where he gets powered up, and like 17 cell later in the game. Yeah. But for most of the rest of the game, he is not very good, except for like that and like a few side areas. Unfortunately, that is the character that Landon wanted to use.
It makes sense because you're hunting Dr. Gero and he goes after him.
Nope, you got to use Super Saiyan Vegeta. Take it or leave it.
Whatever.
But Legacy of Goku 2, I talked about it on our Dragon Ball podcast. It's a good game. But yeah, that's it. Moving on. The same day, we had Mega Man Network Transmission on GameCube. This is a spin-off of the Mega Man Battle Network sub-series. I don't know anything about this game. In fact, I didn't even know this game existed. The only GameCube Mega Man game I knew existed was that RPG that did not come out this year.
X Command Mission.
But that's not this game, so
they were just... God, they made so many Mega Man games in the early 2000s.
And we're still not done seeing them.
Month. Nope. I'm gonna Control F Mega Man. Not to spoil it. Do you guys care if I spoil how many?
No, you can say how many.
To me. You can whisper it to me.
There's 5 Mega Man games this year.
Awesome.
That was a loud whisper.
So, let's just move on though. The next day we had Sonic Adventure DX Director's Cut on GameCube. Yet again, a Dreamcast game getting brought over to the GameCube.
All right, I lied.
It's not gonna stop.
Dragon Ball Z, The Legacy of Goku 2. They're not the worst game that came out this month.
Fuck you.
We all know about Sonic Adventure DX Director's Cut at this point. If you are stumbling on this podcast and you don't know much about it, it's an enhanced port of the Dreamcast game. It's got some added features. It does control and look a little different to the original in a way that it's not a strict upgrade but it is the most readily available version of the game at this point because it's the
Yeah.
one that's been re-released a bunch. But yeah, it's Sonic Adventure DX Director's Cut. I think it's still okay. I think it's still a fun time.
It's a good way to play Sonic Adventure 1. It's just not the best way.
This might be my favorite 6 out of 10 game ever made.
That's fair.
I love Sonic Adventure 1, honestly. It's not my favorite Sonic game, but like I can sit down and play like any fucking day of the week. It doesn't matter. I mean, if I'm working, probably not. But,
Unless I have work. You got to have the caveat
but-
as a 30-year-old adult.
Yeah, I have to work. But I could play this just about any day that I have off. It's just like, fuck it. Let's play Sonic Adventure 1. And it's like, this is the version that I played when I was a kid. So I've probably played, I think I've said this before, but I've probably played Sonic Adventure start to finish more times than any other game I've ever played. Because it's so easy to just play in one sitting. It's not that long of a game, even with all 6 stories.
It's a good game.
And it's
fun time.
It's enjoyable. I like it.
It's
not a great game.
We got a lot of stuff in June left to go through, and I'll just kind of rattle them off because none of these are really like big games that I think any of us will have much to say about them. But worth noting, we got on the 20th, we had Tomb Raider: The Angel of Darkness on PS2. That is the newest mainline Tomb Raider at the time. It's in that same main series that had started back on Saturn and PS1. This is the newest game. That said, I haven't played it yet, pass, but I believe this is the 6th game, so it should be part of the Tomb Raider 4 through 6 remaster trilogy, if I'm not mistaken, so I will have to look into that, but haven't played it.
Have not played this one.
On the 23rd,
pass.
there was Advance Wars Black Hole Rising on Game Boy Advance. That is the second Advance Wars game, so if you liked Advance Wars 1, this is more Advance Wars. It's the same game effectively at its like base, but it's good stuff.
I also have not played this one.
I have not played this one yet either. I have played through pretty much all of the first game when I was 11 years old or 10 years old, but I've not played this one. On the 23rd, as well as Advance Wars, we saw Wario World on GameCube, and I don't know anything.
Wario World.
I don't know anything about this game besides it exists. Pass.
This game recently came out on GameCube NSO.
Oh yeah,
and
that's right.
A lot of people who were, too young to know what this game was about when it came out in 2003. This game is a fucking fever dream, and it's pretty good. It's not amazing, but it's a pretty decent 3D platformer. I like it.
All right. On the
It's not my favorite 3D platformer that came out this month.
On the 24th, there was Mega Man Battle Network 3 white version and blue version on Game Boy Advance. Yes, the Mega Man Battle Network series decided to start doing dual releases. Not in Japan, though, originally. In Japan, they originally had Mega Man Battle Network 3, and then they had a newer version of it that they called Black version afterwards. But here, when it came out in North America, they released 2 different versions with white version and blue version. What are we doing here, Mega
Hell
Man?
yeah. Why the hell not?
Sure.
Technically 6 Mega Man games this year, actually.
Technically 6. Hell yeah, brother. And then on the 25th, there was Ark the Lad Trial of the Spirits on PS2. This is the first Ark the Lad game for the PS2. I don't know much about Ark the Lad, but I do remember this game specifically. It's like this and then one of the ones on the PS1 that are like the ones that like people tend to know the most about. And of course, any game that was on PS2, you're going to know more about it because 60 million fucking PS2s exist. So, yeah, that's pretty cool. It's like a strategy RPG, but like it doesn't use strict grid-based movement. It's more like you have like different like bubbles of like space that you can move around in. But it's effectively similar to strategy RPGs of the time. It's I remember playing a demo for one of these, but I don't remember if it was this one or a different one. But they're pretty cool games. Let's move on to July, though. There's only 3 releases in July. July was a month that like major releases just took the month off. They didn't have much. But on the 1st, I got to have Ape Escape 2 on PS2. Wow. Ape Escape 1, Ape Escape 2, Ape Escape 3, all great games in their own right. Ape Escape 2 is good. Yeah, it's a great game. You get to catch some fucking monkeys on the PS2 for the first time. It's good shit. I ended up streaming it, had a great time. So yeah, thumbs up.
I have not played the Ape Escape games.
Jack,
but,
you have to play Ape Escape. You would absolutely
Listen,
love them. I know you would.
I know. I need to.
I also haven't played
find
the
them
Ape Escape
somewhere.
games.
They need to be re-released.
They do.
So that I can play them more easily.
But
Are you going to tell
But
me that
I really
I'm
should
going
just
to
not.
love them?
I insist that you at least play the first one, but I'm not entirely certain if you'll like love them.
Oh, well.
But like Jack being a 3D platformer guy, like he like is really big on them. Like he would devour Ape Escape, and just like
You need to buy
I
two
really
copies
think I
then,
would.
Jack.
yeah, one to eat and one to wipe.
Got it. Love it.
All right. Moving on, we got 2 weeks later on the 16th, there was Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic on Xbox. Star Wars KOTOR. I don't know much. I actually haven't played this game, but I've heard big things about KOTOR.
It is.
Got to give it props.
It's the guy, honestly. Like
Yeah. Out of everything that came out on Xbox this year, I think like this is the big guy. Like this
Yeah.
is like
It's a
everything
huge-
that I've
yeah.
seen. Like
This is probably like, dare I say, like the biggest Xbox exclusive that isn't Halo or Halo 2.
it's up there for sure. Absolutely.
It's like one of the biggest ones.
Yeah.
Like this game, I have actually played a little bit of this game when I was a kid. I had a friend who had an Xbox, so I would be at his house when he was playing it. So I played a little bit
I was hoping
of
you
it.
would be at his house playing it when he wasn't.
This game came out at such a good time too, because like 2003 was when the prequel trilogy had been coming out. So even like just regardless of like how you feel about that trilogy of movies, it was renewing interest in the series, which then you have a good quality game to capitalize on that newfound interest. It was a good time for it.
There was a couple good quality games. I don't know if you put in the.
I didn't put other stuff
Squadrons.
just because I did Squadron.
There was like a GameCube release, I think, this year.
I did not put anything else for Star Wars
Okay.
this
But
year.
This is honestly the bigger of the Star Wars releases, and that's why I don't think I like pushed that other one, because it was. But yeah, like KOTOR is huge. My brother, I remember him playing this and like doing like going the bad guy route and stuff, and watching a little bit of that. So yeah, it's cool that you got to like actually like
Do that, yeah.
do the thing and like kind of like choose how you wanted to use the Force.
It's pretty cool. And then at the end of the month, we had the 28th was the release of Mario Golf Toadstool Tour on GameCube.
We're already at some fucking good GameCube like first party releases.
Listen,
And this is like the golf game.
there are only 3 games that came out in July that Cloud had listed, but that's
3 for
as far
3.
as I'm concerned,
Quality
July,
over quantity.
July is batting 1,000.
Yeah, it's July batting
Like-
1,000 with 3 for 3. Good games all around, honestly. Yeah.
Yeah.
What a fucking classic.
And
too.
and one on each system.
Yeah.
So as long as you had some interest in the game on that respective system, like you had something good to play. Good job.
Yeah.
Good job, July.
I mean,
You did it, July. You really existed.
you did. All right, moving on to August.
Cloud, you didn't. I gotta mention
Uh-oh.
one game that came out in July of 2003 that Cloud did not put on here, but Aquaman: Battle for Atlantis, which is like
Was that one known?
came out July.
Was that one known for being really
it
bad?
It is like Superman 64 levels
Damn,
of bad.
I
Like
did
people
forget
consider it like one of the worst games of all time.
R.I.P.
That's awesome.
July. Never mind. What a
Yeah,
shit
yeah.
month.
Never mind.
Sorry, July.
Batting 750. That doesn't really have the same
Yeah.
ring to it.
No. 39
All right.
out of 40 Pooh
Oh,
Bear.
we also had the Charlie's Angels game came out this month too.
God.
Fuck. Okay, July. We got to take back. We got to take back a little bit.
Yeah.
I retract my compliment.
All right, let's get through August, and then we'll do our usual break in the middle. August the 5th saw the release of Silent Hill 3 on PS2. That is a big release for the series. Silent Hill 3 was a fantastic game. I can't wait to stream it next year. Not this year.
I was going to
next
say,
year.
in
I have
5
to
to
stream
10
Silent
years.
Nope, just next year. I have to stream Silent Hill 2 this year, and then Silent Hill 3 comes next year.
Silent Hill every
yeah.
year for Spookfest until the end of time?
until I get through at least the first 4 Silent Hills. I may skip all the way to Silent Hill F afterwards because I really want to play that game after. But
That's
yeah.
fair. I'll allow it.
After the Team Silent Hill games, you can kind of just pick and choose whatever ones suit your fancy at that point. So, yeah, Silent Hill 3 is awesome though. So like, I can't wait to actually play it. I've watched my mom play like the entire game before, and it was awesome. So, thumbs up there. A week later, on the 12th, there was Futurama on the PS2 and Xbox. And normally, tie-in game, if it's not like for like these kind of properties, there's nothing too notable about them. But this game came out like just before the show was canceled for the first time. So like they barely printed any copies, and now this game is like super fucking expensive on the secondhand market.
A
Futurama game of all things.
I would love to. I love Futurama, but I don't want to pay whatever prices they're probably asking for it.
Just emulate it. Just pop on a PS2 emulator. They're easy to set up. They're really easy to set up. So yeah. Futurama, very interesting. I don't remember hearing like the best things about it, but it was like it wasn't offensively bad. It was super rare. Like nobody owns this game unless you're willing to pay hundreds of dollars now.
Metascore in the high 50s, so pretty mid-range licensed game.
You can get a case for the European copy for $14.22 from Australia.
Wow.
Plus $17.54 shipping.
Nice.
Just for the case.
Just for the case. For the game, I'm trying to find a non-PAL version. Here's one with the Hollywood Video. Oh, a Hollywood Video case. No game. $250.
God. Anyway,
holy
all right,
shit.
All right. We got to keep going because we have a lot more to talk
for the
about.
Game.
Yeah.
Is what eBay's
on
asking.
The 25th and 26th saw a fuck ton of games all at once that are worth mentioning.
Let's do it.
The first for the 25th, we had F-Zero GX on GameCube.
Smash.
You can play that on NSO. It came on an NSO app. It's I've heard good things. I haven't played it though. But
Sego, what are you doing? Why are you making good F-Zero games? You murdered F-Zero because you made a good F-Zero game.
Yep.
Yeah.
Did you play F-Zero
Miyamoto
GX?
said oh yeah, I love this game. Miyamoto said we made the best game that we could possibly make in this series.
Why would you want
That's
more?
it. We're done. Yeah. The story mode is really hard. I agree with Al. This game in general is very hard. Like, it's a very tough to master game.
There was also the release of Pokemon
really
Pinball
good.
Ruby and Sapphire on Game Boy Advance on the 25th. This is a great Pokemon spinoff. I played this with my cousin when he owned it because we were like big on the GBA Pokemon games at the time. We completed the Pokedex in this game. Like, we went out of our way to 100% this game. It is a really fun pinball game.
I love this game. Another big childhood game for me came out this year. I was obsessed with this game as well. I would definitely go back and forth between playing regular Pokemon Ruby and then going and playing this game and just being like, hell yeah.
Good year for Pokemon fans.
Pokemon. It really was. We're not done.
And Pokemon, Pokemon Pinball Ruby and Sapphire, I believe, was the game that Landon actually had to mention to me because for some reason it wasn't on the Wikipedia entries that I was looking at.
Yeah.
As well, this game also wasn't on there either. On the 25th, there was the PS2 game Disgaea Hour of Darkness.
I'm more surprised about the other one.
That's crazy.
Disgaea is no one's ever heard of Disgaea.
The first Disgaea game, come on, man. Like, that is a pretty well-known game. This game saw many re-releases.
That's true.
They're
trying to get someone to buy it.
I did. I bought it.
Okay.
It's a Disgaea Hour of Darkness. I haven't played too many of like the later games, but I love the first game. I cried near the end of the game at a moment that actually like got me like right at the end. It's a great game though. If you like grinding in your strategy RPGs, this game has hundreds of hours of post game for you to do that.
Damn.
I just remember making characters that I named after like characters in anime and shit that I liked at the time, and I had a great time. So
you had like a Goku and Yami Yugi.
I don't remember a whole lot of them. I definitely named female characters after Toho characters, though. I remember that because that was when I played it.
Oh, okay.
I played it around like 2010, 2011. Good game, though. The 26th, my bad. The 26th of August, there was 2 games that came out. There was Otogi Myth of Demons on Xbox. It is another From Software game, and that is pretty much the only reason why I put it on here, because FromSoft putting out quite a few games this year, apparently, on different platforms. But I think the bigger deal though on the 26th is Soul Calibur 2 on PS2, Xbox, and GameCube. That is now, this was out on arcade the previous year, but it got its console release this year, and I think that's the bigger deal because this game fucking slapped on consoles, especially for GameCube owners because they could play as Link.
I mean, you got some pretty cool crossover characters between any version you played, but definitely Link is super fitting, I feel, to the Soul Calibur roster.
I don't remember if they did this during the first Soul Calibur, but Soul Calibur 2 was really well known for having like those crossover characters starting that tradition that they would do in like later entries, because like Soul Calibur, they're just known for it at this point. They put like some crazy crossover characters now. Honestly, this is like one of the games where I feel like it started the trend of like fighting games that are not already crossover games getting crossover characters that are like big names, because like you didn't always see that, and now like you see that like all the time, honestly.
It happens like, especially like what they added TMNT to like Mortal Kombat or
Mortal Kombat does it a lot now.
Was it Injustice or Mortal Kombat that got the TMNT character?
I don't remember, but I know Mortal Kombat added the Invincible guy. Like they added they had Jason Voorhees in one of the games, like,
and Freddy in a different game. Yeah, no, Mortal Kombat's gotten plenty of crossovers, but Soul Calibur 2.
Oh yeah,
Soul Calibur 2,
awesome,
kicking it off here. I have played this game. I didn't play it as much as I think Soul Calibur 4 was the one that I played the most of, but it's a good game. Let's take a break here though. We've got 4 months to go, and they are, as usual in our retrospective gaming in year in retrospectives, they are the biggest, most packed months of all. So Jack, can you do the honors so I can have a quick break and go through our usual housekeeping? I know I always say can you do the honors, but this is basically your thing at this point.
I know, yeah, it absolutely is. I do have to pee, though, so I will pee when you come back.
I will.
After I do my thing.
Sit here and watch him pee.
Oh. Okay. You do that.
Okay.
Hey, everybody. We have a Patreon. On patreon.com/GamingStooges, you can subscribe to us for either $3 or $5 a month, the Silver or Gold Stooge tiers. At the Silver Stooge tier, you get access to voting rights on future content, such as streams or podcast topics. This stream, I believe, was a
poll loser
vote. Was it?
So, yeah.
Poll loser, right? Because like we do polls, and we'll be like, what podcast topic do you want us to hear about? And we'll do the winner first, and then maybe a couple months later we'll do the loser. This was up against
usually
1990. Yeah, weeks. What was this up against? Was it 1990?
I think wasn't it 2011?
8? Or was it 20? Okay, I can't remember, honestly. We do these a lot.
Yeah,
it's fun to go back and
pull open the
review years
podcasts while you.
Thank you. But in addition to that, you also get access to exclusive content. We have special videos that we do on our Patreon that are exclusive to our Patreon. We do things like tier lists. We have done Delta Green playthroughs. We have various
2012.
random bullshit. 2012, okay. Various other random bullshit videos that don't really fit into podcasts or streams that we do for fun. So, and at the Gold Stooge tier, you get all those plus a personal shout out. Is it still the same 2 people?
Yep.
That are in the Gold Stooge tier? I haven't looked recently.
Yes.
It is Al, our boy Al, and Pixel Vixen. So thank you to those 2. As for streams, lately I recently started Chrono Trigger.
Hell yeah,
after the
brother.
incredibly
Just that
tense.
That poll went all over the place, and in the end, you ended up just having to roll a die for it.
It really was. I had to roll a die to see what would be decided for my next stream between Okami, Chrono Trigger, and Pizza Tower, which I threw in kind of as a joke, but it got 2 votes. So,
You're welcome.
But yeah, playing Chrono Trigger, it's been really fun. I'm just a few streams in so far, but it has been going well. Cloud is on disc 2 of Final Fantasy VII, I believe.
Pretty deep in, honestly, already. We are basically 2/3 of the way through the game. Like, we've already gone through the portion of the game where Cloud's not in the party, and we got him back, and now we basically just have to do a few different arcs of the game, do a bunch of side stuff to wrap everything up, and then after we do some optional content, we got the final dungeon, but we're chugging along just fine. It's been a great time.
And Landon
Hi.
Has been playing Ys 1 Chronicles Plus.
Yeah, fuck that game.
So what happened with that?
He played it on normal, which was a bold move to begin with because Pixel and I played it on easy.
Bold move,
and he had some trouble, but he did really well all the way up until the final boss, who is complete and utter bullshit. Because of all the projectiles and all the shit.
That was earlier in the game that most people say is the hardest one.
Yep.
Is that, like, does the game send you back to the beginning if you die?
No. You actually can so here's the thing. The game will kick you back to loading a save file, but you can save anywhere outside of a boss fight. As long as you're not locked into a boss fight, you can save wherever the hell you want. And so he would get...
just really could not beat the final boss.
Really could not beat the final boss. He's that fucking hard.
What was it?
You spent over an hour.
It was definitely over an hour. And then I played for another 45 minutes after I cleared the stream. Like, after I stopped the stream, I went back and started playing more. And I tried...
Just to see if you could do it?
Yeah, I tried different settings and everything on it, just to see what's up, and no. So, yeah, fuck Ys 1 Chronicles Plus. I'll probably play it again.
I will say,
damn,
Ys 2 has some hard bosses, but I don't think anything touches the 2 really bullshit bosses from the first game.
Here's, just so you know what happens, Jack, is you are fighting against this guy who's flying across the screen. And
there's a platform that you're on. He's shooting fireballs at your location that disperse into littler fireballs in different directions. And then if you hit him, the pieces of the platform you're on fall down. So you lose parts of the platform as you're hitting him in the fight. So you have less and less area to move away from the constant fireballs that are aimed at your location as they come out.
Sounds bullshit.
And
it's Toho levels of bullshit.
If
on
you're
top of
standing on the tile, like if you don't somehow move away,
if you don't move,
well, after you hit him, you will fall and you will just
and then just die instantly.
Yeah,
damn.
It's stupid as fuck.
It is.
Yeah.
That's
so
ass.
I'm probably gonna be restarting the game and playing it through on easy.
Just look through any of like the last hour of his second stream and you'll understand.
Yeah.
It's out there on YouTube. You can literally watch it.
It's on YouTube. I know I can watch it. I'm the one that exports them.
Exactly. All right,
I'm the one that preserves our content.
Let's move on to September. We do have some interesting stuff. The first one, the 8th, was the release of Final Fantasy Tactics Advance on Game Boy Advance.
I own this
game. I bought this for Landon. I bought that for Landon as a gift. I'm hoping that you're interested in playing it now that you played through Final Fantasy Tactics Evil's Chronicles.
It is now. It went from cool item to own to maybe someday.
Maybe someday.
I mean,
you'll look at it.
I have such a huge backlog of games I want to play.
Yeah,
that
that's fair.
It's really hard.
You don't have the luxury of the free time and time management for random games that I have.
This is
time, so.
Literally eating up all my free time right now.
On the plus side, it is a portable game, so you have it. It has a higher chance of being played.
That's why it moved up
Yeah.
to maybe someday.
Trust me, I don't even bother buying you games that can only be played on a TV anymore because I know you won't be able to touch them. There's no point.
Unless I stream it, and even then, probably not.
But yeah, Final Fantasy Tactics Advance, I've heard good things.
Oh, you haven't played it?
So, yeah. I have not played it yet.
Oh, okay.
I've played parts of the second game, but I didn't get too far in the second game, the one on the DS.
You know, fun side thing really quick. I actually, I think Final Fantasy Tactics A2 is, one of the first Final Fantasy games I ever purchased. I still haven't played that, but...
Nice.
Yeah.
Jack's here just in time for the next bullet point of September. We got on the 12th, Steam. The release of the Steam service on PC that everybody knows and accepts, tolerates. It had its first full retail release of the original Counter-Strike alongside it as well. Counter-Strike and Steam were both in a beta. They weren't really released to the public as a full retail thing until this date. And 23 years later almost, and Steam is still kicking and going strong and is now the biggest platform to get games through. So love them or hate them, they did help get PC games to be more mainstream. So,
famously, people fucking hated Steam way more back when it was brand new than they do now.
And
Steam was
honestly,
kind of
I could
for PC gamers back in the mid 2000s.
I could understand that, considering Steam was definitely a way different way to get PC games than before, because this was a time when you could still buy a lot of physical discs to install your PC games. So just the idea that there'd be just a service where you would download the games and just get them without a physical copy. I could definitely see PC gamers at the time just looking at that funny. But it's still going strong, and now it literally has hundreds of millions of people using the service today. So you gotta give credit where it's due. So Steam exists.
Pass.
It's
sure does.
I appreciate Steam for one thing, and that is being an easy way for me to get games that I can then play with mods.
I was going to say, the only thing you should respect Steam for is hosting 100% orange juice.
That's true, too.
Yeah.
100% orange juice, Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2. That's it, basically.
Those two games.
That's it.
On the 15th, we had Banjo-Kazooie Grunty's Revenge on Game Boy Advance. Jack, have you played this game?
All right, fuck it.
Pass.
On the 16th, there was Dino Crisis 3 on Xbox. So Dino Crisis was still a series at this time, had an Xbox release.
Capcom,
in
what
September.
you doing?
Pretty cool. I don't know. All right, on the 16th, as well as Dino Crisis 3, though, we had The Simpsons Hit and Run on PS2, Xbox, and GameCube. And no lie, this is honestly one of the best licensed games of its time. Probably the best Simpsons game. It's basically a Grand Theft Auto ripoff in every good, flattering way possible. It's so fun. You just do missions and do a sandbox around Springfield, and you get to jump into different cars, and it's cool.
This game fucking rules, actually. I say this as a Simpsons enjoyer, but this is not only by far the best Simpsons game, but actually one of the best licensed games of all time.
Also,
it's kind of crazy how good this game is.
Probably it's easily a top 5 game that released in 2003.
Honestly, probably.
I don't know if I can say that just because there's so many good games that came out in 2003, but this is if you talk to childhood me, I would 100% agree, because this game, I spent so much fucking time on this game back in the day.
Easy top 10.
Actually, looking at
I feel like
definitely top 10. Looking at what's coming up, though, I don't know if I could say top 5. It's great. But
comes down to a little, I think, personal preference a little bit, but there's a lot of good fucking shit in 2003, and this is part of it.
I think it's impressive.
Look at what the very next game is, Landon.
I think it's just impressive that Simpsons Hit and Run is as beloved as it is for a 2003 game, considering all the other games that came out at its time. So that's impressive.
Top 5 means number 5 right underneath. You say it, Cloud.
On the 23rd, there was 2 games that came out, but the first one we're going to talk about real quick is Billy Hatcher and the Giant Egg on GameCube.
Sega. Come over here real quick, Sega.
Oh, goodness.
All
He's doing a whole thing.
Sega.
All right, make it quick. We still have a lot of games to talk about.
Why the fuck is this not on NSO? Jesus Christ. Thank you.
Okay. Anything to add, Jack?
I like how you turn to the camera a little bit, just to be like, we're getting serious
I did
right
the
now.
Daily Show bit where you turned the camera too.
Yeah, no, I get it.
Billy Hatcher and the Giant Egg.
It's
Billy
good.
Batcher and the...
It's like
I have not
Right
actually
leg.
played this game. Is this game any good?
It's fine.
it's
Yeah,
alright.
okay.
It's not like amazing.
Okay.
The joke is that it's like
It's-
okay,
To be fair,
but like we treat it like it's God's gift to video games.
it's a game I remember a lot from my childhood that I didn't own. It was like one I rented. So like it's a game that I have very fond memories of. To be fair, Sega
Yeah.
should put this on NSO GameCube.
Yes.
They
That
should.
I can agree
I would
with.
play it.
That I can agree with. Sega has quite a few games that they should just be putting on NSO GameCube. But as well on the 23rd, if you were an Xbox player, you also had a weird, wacky game with Voodoo Vince on Xbox. This was published by Microsoft Game Studios. Sure.
Voodoo
Vince.
Never played. Pass.
Moving on, October and November are the biggest months by far,
Ooh.
so let's get through it. On the 7th, there was Beautiful Joe on GameCube.
Oh.
Another crazy good game.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Other random sex noises. Oh. Capcom, what you doing? My God.
Give us, doesn't even have to be a remaster, just give us like a modern package with Beautiful Joe 1 and
Yeah.
2. What are you doing?
My God. Beautiful
I've heard
Joe.
great things about this game.
They are really fun action beat 'em ups that you basically play as a Super Sentai. Like,
Nice.
guy gets Super
I do know
Sentai
that
powers, and he's running to go save his girlfriend. And it's a wacky like scenario. He like jumps into the movie world. It's fantastic.
Which is why it has like the film
Yeah.
aesthetics that they use.
Yep, you got it. Yeah, so it's cool. You get to slow down time. Don't you also get like a power to speed up time too, Jack? Or am I just making shit up?
That sounds about right. It's been a long time since I played Beautiful Joe, though. I can't say that.
There's there's some timey-wimey stuff. There's a lot of cool stuff you can do it. It's Beautiful Joe.
As well, on the 7th, there was the release of the Nokia N-Gage. You had launch titles like Sonic N, Tomb Raider, Puyo Pop, Super Monkey Ball. You had other notable launch titles that came out a few days later with like Tony Hawk Pro Skater and Puzzle Bubble Versus. But it's the Nokia N-Gage, so who cares?
Can we go back
boy.
to talking about Beautiful Joe?
No, we need to keep it moving. On the 13th, there was Kirby Air Ride on GameCube.
Ooh.
Yeah.
What a 6 out of 10 game. I loved it.
It's another like great game, and by great I mean it was pretty decent. It's lacking in content more than anything, but like if you have a group of friends, City Trial is pretty fucking
City
fun.
Trial is really fucking fun.
I mean, honestly, is this any lacking in content compared to Mario Kart Double Dash? Because
I think it has.
I feel like I mean, Kirby Air Ride has like how many courses are in the game? How many you have? Like you have
Nine.
you have top down racing as well,
I don't
and
think-
City Trial.
Did the original have
They-
top down?
It does. There's like a few. I don't know how many races it has, but top down is.
It has 9. It has 9 regular courses. I know that.
I don't know how robust the stage list is on the top ride, but the top ride is one that was in the original. That much I remember
Don't think I
from when I was
played
reading
Top
about
Ride.
what's in Air
Oh, no,
Riders.
There's 7 themes to Top Ride.
And then you also have City Trial. So I mean, I would argue you have a little bit more content to chew on between all the stuff that's offered in that game over Mario Kart Double Dash. So, hey,
but
Kirby
one's
Air
got
Ride.
Mario and 2 people in one cart. The other one you have to suck.
Mario also. Yeah, I was gonna say Mario also has a lot more to offer in terms of characters and courses.
That's fair.
So-
You have
But
Kirby.
Anyway, anything else to say about Kirby Air Ride?
It's
Not
fun.
really. It's
fun.
good. I like it. It's fun.
The 14th had a bunch of shit. The first one was actual shit because there was Celebrity Deathmatch, which came out on PS2, Xbox, and PC. It also had a PS1 release. Yes, a PS1 release the following week. And this game is based on Celebrity Deathmatch, the MTV series, and is very, very bad.
I have played this game. It's bad.
Why?
I had a friend that owned it. I don't get me wrong. I've never even thought about buying this game, but I had a friend that owned it.
They made
a
slop. They made a slop game for a slop TV series. That's awesome.
Yep. I don't have much else to say.
Let's get a little palate cleanser going though, because we also had on the 14th Jak 2 on PS2.
Great game.
Yeah.
They made him edgy. It's a T-rated game, and the first game was E-rated.
Why'd they make a second of him, Cloud?
He taught.
That's a good question. I've heard that the whole Jak series on PS2 is good. I just haven't played anything past the first one.
Yeah, I love this game.
All right. And on the 14th, we're just going to bundle these next two together because it's more Mega Man, bitches. Let's go. We had Mega Man Zero. We had Mega Man 02 on GBA, but more importantly, we had Mega Man X7 on PS2, which
burn to the ground, burn to the ground.
That's the game that has all the really fucking bad dialogue. It's the one that they went 3D with, and nobody really cared for that. It's not good.
It's not good. It's not good. Burn to the ground!
Burn to the ground! Burn! Oh, God. On the 15th, the weird shit does not stop coming because we have Tak and the Power of Juju on PS2, GameCube, and GBA.
What a fucking...
This was a...
2003...
This is a very 2003 ass game, and it tried
the most 2003 game.
It tried so hard to be a big multimedia franchise. They had a TV series for this shit. They wanted to make this shit big. It did not go well.
No. I remember being a kid when Tak and the Power of Juju was a thing, and when it had a TV show. And I also remember how quickly it just disappeared and no one talked about it ever again.
Tak and the Power of Juju had to compete with the likes of fucking Jimmy Neutron, Fairly Odd Parents, and SpongeBob was still pretty big at this time. Like, that shit was not taking off. Like, you had...
I will say the TV show aired way later than I remember. It aired from 2007 to 2009.
That's such a...
Yep.
Way after the fucking video game.
There was multiple Tak games, by the way, but they really kept trying throughout the 2000s to make this shit work, and it just didn't.
Huh. Anyway,
on the 15th though, there was
26
also
episodes.
Yeah, it was also Max Payne 2: The Fall of Max Payne on PC, released on other platforms later. The Max Payne series was a pretty notable series. That said, I haven't played it. Tass.
Lil B has 2 copies of this game. Duplicate copy of Max Payne. Classic.
That's true.
That's all I have to say.
You got to have 2 copies for Max Payne 2.
You got to double your
Honestly,
max.
Yes. On the 20th, there was Bionicle on PS2, Xbox, and GameCube. I put this on here for Landon, but also because I found very interesting. It also had a PC release the following week, and GBA release also, but that's not the reason why I put it here. The reason why I put it here is because this game sold really poorly, despite being released on so many platforms, and is partially responsible for one of its developers having to close up after. Because Argonaut Games made this. They made iNinja, which I did not put on this retrospective, and like another game or two. And none of them did well, and they laid off their whole staff the following year, and then the studio just completely closed up in 2006. Thanks, Bionicle.
Thanks, Bionicle.
Love you.
Oh, God. The 21st, we had a bunch of games, starting with SSX 3 on PS2, Xbox, GameCube. Arguably one of the best snowboarding games ever. This game is fantastic.
Hell yeah.
Good release.
Good game. Classic.
We also had Super Mario Advance 4, Super Mario Bros. 3 for GBA. This is the last Super Mario Advance title.
Bad release.
I put it here more for that than anything else, but it is an adaptation of my favorite Nintendo game, so I had to mention it.
Bad release.
This is another big childhood game for me. Huge.
This
Huge
was
for me.
the game that I think I first got to play on an SP. So
Wow.
yeah.
Wow.
There was also Castlevania Lament of Innocence on PS2 on the 21st. This is the first Castlevania game to be on PS2, and it is also a 3D Castlevania game. So it's not the same that Castlevania is known for, but they did experiment with 3D games back in the day. This is one of them.
Pass.
And also on the 21st, there was Grabbed by the Ghoulies on Xbox. This is Rare's first game under Microsoft's ownership. It has a cult following, but I also have heard it is not a very good game. But it is an Xbox exclusive from Rare. There you go.
I can't save it.
Yep.
Pass.
Nope.
Pass.
The 27th, there was Tony Hawk's Underground on PS2, Xbox, GBA, and GameCube. Again, just some great fucking games in 2003.
Smash Eric Sparrow's head in with a sledgehammer and smash this game. This is the best Tony Hawk game.
It's crazy that they were able to adapt Tony Hawk into that popular sandbox style that a lot of games were doing and did it extremely well. They stuck the landing. They nailed it. It was great.
I mean, it's like, it's not even necessarily because like they're different levels.
Yeah.
Like
but they're still sandboxy because they're big open areas you go to.
Yeah. Yeah, the areas are a lot bigger in this game than in previous games, and the story mode is like, you know, it's often like running around whatever city you're in at the time and just looking for missions to do, and like it's badass. This game rules. I streamed it almost 3 years ago, which is insane.
Stream it again.
I should just stream the sequel, honestly.
Yeah. Underground 2 is
as well versed in Underground 2, but it is also good, and it has the multiple Jackass guys in it, and they play a role in the story, and that's pretty funny. But yeah, Underground, this is a fun. This is a top 5. Like, I can confidently say top 5 for this year.
Landon, anything to add on Tony Hawk's Underground?
I watched him stream it. It was funny.
Another good release on the 27th, there was also WWE SmackDown Here Comes the Pain on PS2. This is one of the really good WWE games for its time. It was the last WWE game that came out before they started the SmackDown vs. Raw series, but it is like the prequel to those. One thing that I found interesting about this game is that it was one of the earliest instances of them adding like legacy wrestlers, like wrestlers that were retired, and then like putting them in the game so that you could have them wrestle like existing wrestlers. So this game is really cool. It has a really nice campaign story mode, really cool character creation. Like WWE games in the mid 2000s, starting with this game, were fucking awesome. So thumbs up. The 28th, we had Spyro Attack of the Rhinox on GBA. It's the last of the Spyro GBA trilogy. This was called Spyro Adventure in Europe. I mentioned, I believe on our GBA, on one of our GBA episodes or Patreon, that this game is like a weird, like top-down Metroidvania style Spyro game where you go to the individual areas and you'll be able to get different abilities to access different areas, and it's very interesting. It's not the typical Spyro formula, but it still adapts the Spyro mechanics into that formula, and it works pretty well. It's fun. But that, yeah, Smash. I know you guys have not played this.
Pass.
I have not, but I'm sure I believe you.
It's solid. But also released on the 28th was Final Fantasy XI on PC. This was the first NA North American release for this MMO. It would get on PS2 the following year. This is a game that somehow still had people playing it, even like recently. But yeah, it's Final Fantasy XI. It's the first MMO that they did for the series.
You want to hear a fun fact?
This is when... Did you play this game?
I did play this game.
Oh,
yeah.
Really?
I had some friends who were kind of big into it.
I've heard this game is pretty fun when you play with friends, right?
I never played with them, but I did play a little bit. I maybe I played like 30 minutes with one of them. I tried it out and I was like, okay. But then also like RuneScape and MapleStory were things.
Yeah, they came out like around the same time. So like,
yeah.
We had 2 releases on the 29th to close up October. There was the original Call of Duty on PSE. It was originally a PC series before shifting over to console when that got bigger.
It hurt.
But it's always been a big thing on PC. The first game. That said, I haven't heard this first game being like all that great. Like, I mean,
no one really talks about this one.
Like it's
Starts with
this
Call
is
of Duty 2, honestly.
Yeah, it's
pretty much.
But I figured, hey, it's the first game of the series, so I might as well mention it. But on the 29th, we also got SpongeBob SquarePants Battle for Bikini Bottom on everything. We had PC, PS2, Xbox, GameCube, GBA. This is another solid licensed release game. Like, it's crazy. We're getting some good shit.
The SpongeBob games were like weirdly consistently good. Like they knew how to pick their developers.
Yeah. This is probably, I mean, I never played the remaster remake thing that came out recently, but I remember this being pretty solid for a 2003 game.
All right, let's move on to November. We got 2 months to go, and November is the biggest month by far. Oh my God, there's so many games. Please pray for me. Please pray for me. Let's start. On the 3rd.
Vocal cords explode.
There is the release of Fire Emblem on Game Boy Advance.
Smash.
Yes, it was just called Fire Emblem when we got it, but this is Fire Emblem of the Blazing Blade.
Smash, smash, smash.
Haven't played it yet, but it's probably pretty good because it's a GBA Fire Emblem game. So I know Al is hyped for this one.
Smash.
Jack, anything to say before Landon takes it away for a little bit?
Smash.
All right.
Haven't
Landon,
played this one.
what do you want to say about this game? Because this is the first time you've probably been able to talk about it.
3 words. Lynn is cool, baby. Hell yeah.
Nice. That is like the one, like I see Lynn and I'm like, I should play Fire Emblem.
It's fun. It's a lot of fun.
All right. The 4th. Oh my God. Like I'm sure Jack has looked at the Google Doc. There's so much shit that came out on November 4th, bro.
Let's just do it
All
as
right.
quick as possible.
We got Drake of the 99 Dragons on Xbox, which is also considered one of the worst games of this year, and another game that Matt McMuscles covered on his What Happened series. Pass.
Pass.
You had True Crime Streets of LA, a pretty popular sandbox title for the time on PS2, Xbox, and GameCube. Sure. I haven't played it, though.
Pass.
There was SOCOM 2 U.S. Navy SEALs on PS2, notable military shooter before Call of Duty got big. And it's, I believe this was one of the early games on the PS2 to get online support, so that's pretty cool. Pass. We got 2 Yu-Gi-Oh games. Let's go. Al in the chat. Let's hear it. We got Yu-Gi-Oh! The Sacred Cards on GBA. It is an RPG structured Yu-Gi-Oh! Game that still uses the card game rules. So basically you're playing through a story with your own character who's like not Yugi, like you hang around with Yugi and his friends and you solve a story and you go through a story mode with them. But you can have life points carry over between fights, so like you might have consecutive fights where you have like the life point total stay the same, and the sequel does this too. It's pretty weird, but Yu-Gi-Oh! The Sacred Cards on GBA.
Weird.
There was also, though, on the GameCube, The Falsebound Kingdom, another Yu-Gi-Oh! Game. This one was an actual RPG where you actually played as the monsters and they used different attacks, and it's very interesting. And that is actually the 3rd of, like, the weird Yu-Gi-Oh! Games that, like, you couple with, like, Forbidden Memories and Duelist of the Roses. Like, it's in that weird sub-series. That said, haven't played it yet. Pass.
Fuck this game.
And the last
Smash.
And the last thing to come out on the 4th was the iToy peripheral for the PS2 with iToy Play, a game that would be played alongside it. This was Kinect before Kinect happened. Wow, Microsoft doesn't even have an original bone in their own body. They just stole their idea from iToy.
Yep.
I remember iToy was pretty big.
And
The iToy peripheral sold over 10 million units, by the way. It was pretty popular.
I had a friend that had an iToy, and I have used it. It's pretty
It
neat.
is a thing.
That's all I have to say.
Yeah. It's one of those things where it's like I could see it being interesting for like an afternoon or two, and then afterwards it's like, damn, I just wasted all this money on this. So
Yeah.
anyway, moving on the 6th, this is not a game. I wanted to mention the company Compile, which are the developers of all of the early Puyo Puyo series games. They also made Mado Monogatari. They made some other games as well. They actually went defunct on November 6th, 2003, unfortunately. Some of their key staff would actually make a new company called Compile Heart, and they would go on to make the Hyperdimension Neptunia games. So rip Compile, but also, I guess, welcome Compile Heart. But unfortunately, that does also mean that the original Puyo Puyo makers are not the ones making Puyo Puyo now. So, oh well.
Rip.
On the 11th, oh my god, the 11th also has a bunch of shit. All right. There was Sphinx and the Cursed Mummy on PS2, Xbox, and GameCube. It originally was supposed to be an animated film before shifting to a video game, which is why it has that style of like like an early 2000s CGI cartoon movie to it.
What a weird trajectory.
Yeah, what a weird trajectory. And that's pretty much the only reason why I put it on here, because it did not do super well. So yeah, pass. Katie's not in the chat for this one, so we can just go through this one really quick. We had Beyond Good and Evil on PS2. This was a cult classic, got a bunch of re-releases over the years. That said, haven't played it yet. Pass.
Smidge.
I've heard it's good.
Smidge.
I've heard.
It's it's one that I've like been meaning to get around to for a long time, but smidge.
There was also Mario Party 5, which I misspelled as Mario Part 5.
Mario Part 5.
Mario Part 5. Let's go.
Sequel
Mario
to Super Mario World. Mario Part 5.
Mario Party 5 on GameCube. Yeah, sure. Pass.
It's Mario Party.
It's all right.
Yeah.
It's Mario Party. It's not the best GameCube game.
It's not Mario Party 4. It's not Mario Party 6.
Mario Party 4.
It's not
It's
Mario,
Mario Party 5.
Yeah.
It's Mario Party 5. True that.
But we also got Ratchet and Clank Going Commando on PS2. Let's fucking go.
Which is also not Mario Party 4 or Mario Party 6.
True. If I had to say, I feel like Going Commando is probably in my top 5 of this year for sure. Like it's up there with Xenosaga, Dark Cloud 2, and Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire at the least. Like this was a crazy good game. Fucking Going Commando. Like some people still debate whether Going Commando or Up Your Arsenal are the better game. So thumbs up. There was also Legacy of Kain Defiance on PS2 and Xbox. This is the last Legacy of Kain game in terms of the chronology of the story. That said, I've never played a Legacy of Kain game. Pass.
Same. Pass.
And then last but not... Oh, wait, there's 2 games. There was also Prince of Persia, The Sands of Time on PS2 and Xbox. Also got a GameCube release the following week.
It also had a Game Boy Advance release like the previous month.
Yeah. But yeah, Prince of Persia, The Sands of Time. Now, when we talk about games that also have Game Boy Advance games versions alongside the console versions, just know you are not getting even close to the same experience as the console version at the time.
That's true.
The Game Boy Advance was not doing that. You were getting a separate game with the same title. It's very interesting.
But this is another like pretty pivotal 2003 title.
Oh yeah, like Prince of Persia: The Sands of Time is often looked at as like one of the biggest games of the year,
especially of like the Prince of Persia franchise too.
Oh yeah. And then finally, for the 11th, we had Crash Nitro Kart for PS2, Xbox, GameCube. Despite not being made by Naughty Dog, I have heard that this game is pretty good. It has its followers, not quite as good as Crash Team Racing, but it's Crash Nitro Kart.
Have not played this one.
The 17th, we had Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga on Game Boy Advance.
Jack's number one.
This is my number one.
This is a good game. Yeah,
it's a good game.
You streamed it.
I like it. I streamed it last year. It's a good game. I like it.
Monster Rancher 4 on PS2 also came out on the 17th. I don't know how many Monster Rancher games there are, but I remember this is like one of the last ones that like had any, like I've actually seen people talk about it all. So Monster Rancher 4. There was also, speaking of, we mentioned this game earlier, Mario Kart Double Dash on GameCube. There was quite a few kart racing or like cartoon racing games in this year. Yeah, this is a good game.
2 in the same week.
Yeah, we talked about this game on our Mario Kart podcast, and I stand by that. This is a good game. It controls differently, but it controls really nicely when you get the hang of it. But I still really wish there was more content. I feel like this game is lacking in the content department outside of like the racer selection. But it's a good game still. So Landon is chowing down on food over there, so I guess he will just omit his time. Jack, did you have anything you wanted to say about Double Dash? Go watch the Mario Kart podcast. Go listen to the Mario Kart podcast. We talked about it.
Go watch
there.
the Great Ace Attorney VODs.
Double Dash. Go watch the Great Ace Attorney VODs. Double Dash, great game, classic.
There was also the release of, and we're still on the 17th, by the way, The Legend of Zelda Collector's Edition on GameCube. This was a release of a bunch of older Zelda games all in one on the GameCube. Fun fact, one of those releases was actually released previously in the year with Zelda Ocarina of Time Master Quest, which was then put in this Collector's Edition.
Specifically,
the collector.
This is the 64 version emulated.
Yeah.
On the collector's edition, whereas the Master Quest version was like kind of a remaster-esque.
But yeah, this one had, what was it? It was Zelda 1,
Zelda 2,
Zelda 2, Link to the Past,
Nah.
Ocarina of Time.
It was just 1, 2, Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask, and then a Wind Waker demo.
Okay. I knew there was 4 games.
Yeah.
I was getting mixed up on what those 4 games were.
Because they did they did a Link to the Past on the GBA.
Oh yeah, because they did Link to the Past on GBA so they could do 4 swords. So Collector's Edition was just to release the other stuff. But it's a cool little package. So yeah. We don't usually go over like compilation packages, but when Nintendo puts one out, it's kind of a big deal because they don't always do that. And they tend to like hype it up at least a little bit. So
don't tell
and
Nintendo.
we're Nintendo fans.
I didn't buy this
not for
directly
resale.
from them.
Yeah, it's supposed to, because it supposed to be bundled in with certain GameCubes.
I think so.
Like you weren't supposed to buy
like
you weren't supposed to buy it like on its own.
Yeah, it was like
it's supposed to come
release.
with GameCube. Yeah. And that's usually what the not for resale things are, is they're supposed to be part of the bundle, and they're supposed to stop retailers from selling the item separately by opening it up and then taking it out and selling it separately. It's not meant for like the secondhand. It's meant for like the big box retail. But anyway, just a fun fact. The last release for the 17th, we had Need for Speed Underground on PS2, Xbox, GameCube, PC.
Solid.
This is also a solid racing game, Need for Speed Underground. This is one of the ones where like they went to street racing style. You can like deck out your cars with different decals. I remember just just the songs that would play in this game. Just very 2003 game, but in all the most flattering good ways possible. So
classic.
The 18th saw the release of Final Fantasy X-2 on PS2, and I think I might ruffle some feathers here. I think this game is better than Final Fantasy X.
Wow.
I said it. Final Fantasy X definitely has the much better story. Final Fantasy X-2's story is atrocious. You don't play Final Fantasy X-2 for the story. You play it because it's like a Magical Girl, Powerpuff Girl style game, but you have the job system come back in the form of them dressing up as different classes in the middle of fights. And you can also make these like weird patterns to like on like a grid to like move between different jobs in the middle of fights. So you can do job classes and swap between them mid-fight. And it brings back the battle system of the previous games of the series. So it's the gameplay is just fucking awesome, man. Like the story sucks ass, but like that, I don't care about the story. The gameplay is cool and it's pretty fan servicey in a good way. It's a fun time. So even though I've been playing through the main series Final Fantasy games, like X-2 is a game I do want to play at some point for the channel. It'll be cool. As well, on the 18th, there was a release of 13 on PS2 and PC that is titled as like the Roman numerals XIII 13. Also released on Xbox and GameCube the following week. I don't know too much about this game, but I know it being pretty popular for its time. Landon insisted that I add it, so I did.
It's based off of like a Belgium like comic series.
Oh.
And so it sort of has like that like graphic novel-esque like visual. It's a first-person shooter that's pretty cool.
That's the only part about it that I knew.
Yeah.
I did not know about the Belgium comic though. That's pretty cool.
So it's worth
All
mentioning.
right. The 20th. Satan's gift to games, if you will. Big rigs.
yes.
Big rigs over the road racing for PC.
Truly
One of the worst games of all time. In some senses of the
This-
word, it doesn't even function as intended. Amazing. This game sucks.
Yeah. Wow. 2003 truly has some of the greatest games of all time, and also some of the worst games of all time.
Some of the highest highs and lowest lows. I love it.
Truly.
We're
this
we're
is,
so back. I love this year.
This is perhaps a, like, in terms of just sheer notoriety, bottom 5 game of all time.
Yeah, this game is
Like,
horrible.
I can't think of 5 games that are more notoriously awful than Big Rigs Over the Road Racing.
It is hard to even consider this a proper game because you can't actually lose because the AI isn't programmed to be able to win. Even after updates. It's so stupid.
That's
Yeah.
awesome. Finally, a game I could win.
And also on the 24th of November, we also had another stinker. Dragon Ball Z Taiketsu for Game Boy Advance. Possibly one of the worst Dragon Ball game that came out in North America. This game is ass. Every character controls the same. They all look really bad because they did GBA pixelated claymation, pseudo-realistic style sprites for everything instead of just going with the anime style, manga style that Dragon Ball is known for. And just, it controls like shit. Why did they make that? I've played this game. This game is bad. I talked about this on our Dragon Ball podcast.
I still have to buy this game. This is like one of the only Dragon Ball games, like North American
You don't have to.
releases that
You can ignore it.
I could,
You should ignore it.
but we all of us know that's not happening.
No. This game sucks though. Dragon Ball Z Taiketsu. At least it's a functioning game, unlike Big Rigs Over the Road Racing.
That's true.
Let's go through December. We're 2 hours into this podcast. We only have a few more games left, and we can hopefully make some time for a brief catch-up segment because it has been a few weeks. On the 1st of December, we had Pokemon Channel on GameCube. That is the weird... I hesitate to call it a game, but it is technically a game. But it's a weird... I don't even know how to describe this thing. There's like a bunch of like weird mini game-esque like things, and you can like watch episodes of the anime as well. And there's it's pretty much the sequel to Hey You Pikachu on the N64, but you don't have to tell Pikachu to do shit.
I have played this game probably more than most people. It's been a very, very long time since I played it, but I had a friend that owned this game, and we would actually play this game a lot for like a week.
Did you have a fun time?
Like, we were... Yeah, actually. I mean, like, it's like a nothing game, and if I went back and emulated it, I'm sure I would get bored. You know what? I'll stream this game one day. Fuck it. I would love
Hell
to
yeah,
revisit it.
Pokemon Channel stream. Let's go.
Let's do it.
On the 2nd, we had 2 games come out that I wanted to mention. The first is Pac-Man Versus on GameCube. I originally was going to pass over this until I learned this was not made by Namco. This was made by Nintendo as one of their games to try to show off the GameCube to Game Boy Advance Game Link cable. They got Namco's blessing to make a Pac-Man game. Okay, cool.
Famously, I think I mentioned this when we talked about GameCube. The pack-in with this and Pac-Man World 2 was one of the first GameCube games I owned.
Neat.
Yeah.
Also released on the 2nd, there was Yu Yu Hakusho. I don't know why I didn't put the whole title. Yu Yu Hakusho Spirit Detective on GBA. It is one of the few Yu Yu Hakusho games that came out outside of Japan, and it is also bad.
R.I.P.
Yeah, R.I.P. I think this game was also made by the same people as a couple of like the bad Dragon Ball games that came out on GBA as well. I might be mistaken there. I can't remember if this was a Webfoot Technologies game or not, but yeah, Yu Yu Hakusho Spirit Detective, unfortunately not a very good game, which sucks because I really wish that there were good Yu Yu Hakusho games out there. Oh well. On the 4th, there was the release of Dragon Ball Z Budokai 2 on PS2.
Finally,
This
a
was
game
originally
we can agree that is good.
This was not on the 2003 Wikipedia page. I was like, what the fuck are they doing? I know this game came out in 2003. I made sure it was here.
Good.
Dragon Ball Z Budokai 2. It would come out on GameCube the following year. This is the follow-up to Budokai 1. It goes all the way through all of Dragon Ball Z rather than where Budokai 1 stops at the Cell Saga. So you've got your Super Saiyan 3, you've got fusions, you've got Supreme Kai. It has a pretty cool story mode where you have like a little like board and you can like fight things on different parts of the board and get skills and stuff. And it's a cool game. Honestly, I feel like Dragon Ball Z Budokai 2 more than anything is like the first Dragon Ball Z game that really like solidified like having a weird campaign mode where you can like progress in like a meaningful fashion in single player, as well as having the multiplayer aspect to it.
It was also a weird what if story mode too, because it didn't strictly follow.
Yeah,
they
did do a lot of liberties with this. Like you can start with adult Gohan and fight in the Saiyan Saga enemies. Like they didn't. To be fair, Dragon Ball Z Budokai was already doing what if stuff with like some of their fight scenes, but like they were trying to still adhere to like the overall thing for like the main plot. But no, Budokai 2 was just like fuck it. And that's when, and honestly, anybody that enjoyed Dragon Ball FighterZ story mode, this is the same fucking thing. I don't want to hear anybody shit talk Dragon Ball Z Budokai 2 anymore.
It pretty much is.
It's literally this. It's a precursor to it. It's pretty.
This Budokai 2, the big advantage over Fighters is Budokai 2 has the Super Sentai Cybermen.
Oh yeah,
because it has all the different color Cybermen.
That's true. Yeah. So you get to have the fights with those guys as well. And the final game I have worth mentioning in December is Fatal Frame 2 Crimson Butterfly on PS2 on the 9th. This is Fatal Frame 2. This is like probably the most popular of the Fatal Frame games, if as a casual observer of the series. And this is when Fatal Frame was a game that like people had their eye on. So yeah, cool. I think this got a remake or re-release recently, or is getting one. So that's a pretty cool deal. Yeah, this is 2003. Thoughts on 2003 in general? Holy shit.
Holy shit.
Holy piss.
Normally
Holy fuck.
Normally when we go back in time, we have shorter episodes, but holy fuck, there was so much.
I mean, very formative year.
Oh yeah.
For sure.
Oh yeah.
Like so many great games that came out this year, and a lot of bad ones.
I love this year just for it feels, not only is it formative, but it feels so quintessential to my gaming existence. You gotta have a bunch of shitty games that you know and love and hate. You gotta have a bunch of really awesome games that you know and love and adore and even will nostalgically just like defend to the ends of the earth. This is the year, man.
Yeah.
2003 is incredible. Just in every way possible.
Great year. Like, yeah, I don't know. I don't even have like that much to say. Like in general, like it feels like it doesn't have any like huge games, like huge heavy hitter games. But at the same time, it has so many games that are like in the top percentile of quality.
I mean,
yeah.
Without being like a particularly like I don't think any of the games that came out this year where there was like a moment surrounding.
So like if we want, so I would say there's nothing on the level of like a GTA 3, a Super Mario 64, but we get really close with some of these. I mean, we get The Legend of Zelda: The Wind Waker, we get Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire, we get Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic. Like we get some very close to as heavy hitters as possible, but I will admit you don't have any culturally shiftingly large games that came out this year.
And that is true that like those games are all great, but like even at the time, like people didn't like Wind Waker when it came out, or at least fans didn't, because people didn't like the cartoony art style. A lot of people didn't like Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire because the kids that grew up with both the first two generations a lot of those kids got kind of worn out by Pokemon, and they either like grew up and grew out of it, or just kind of got bored of the series.
This is definitely
a lot of the biggest fans of Ruby and Sapphire are people like me who started with that generation.
This is definitely one of those years where, like, at the time, I feel like if you asked somebody at like the beginning of 2004, how'd you feel about 2003? You'd probably hear most people be like, it was all right.
I feel like...
But I think...
Yeah.
But, like, the more you look back at it, like, this is such a crazy year.
It's pretty stacked.
I mean, I
sure.
feel like for, like, the closest thing to, like, a culturally significant would either be the Simpsons Hit and Run or Prince of Persia Sands of Time.
Yeah.
Those two were pretty big.
And I mean,
but,
obviously, also the ones you mentioned earlier, Cloud, is... I would probably put
there's like
Double Dash as far as like cultural significance over like the Wind Waker, but definitely Knights of the Old Republic and Pokemon, because it's Pokemon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like we also had stuff like SSX3. You had Tony Hawk's Underground, Need for Speed Underground. You had frickin' like you had Dragon Ball Z Budokai 2, so you had Dragon Ball Z games coming out that were like really big at the time. There's just, I mean, God, there's so much.
Jack
like,
2 and Ratchet and Clank.
Jack 2, Ratchet and Clank going Commando. Kirby Air Ride. I was actually had quite a few people hooked. Like there's a lot.
I just want to read off real quick the 10 best-selling games that came out in 2003. Obviously,
oh boy,
number 1 is Pokemon
Wikipedia entry reading. Let's go.
I mean,
why not? Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire, Mario Kart Double Dash, third place Final Fantasy X-2,
okay.
Pro Evolution Soccer 3, which was only available in Japan and Europe at the time.
That makes sense.
Like, was not available in the US. Super Mario Brothers 4, Super Mario Advance 4, Super Mario Brothers 3, Madden 2004, Mario Party 5, Enter the Matrix, The Wind Waker, and Grand Theft Auto Vice City, which came out the previous year. Yeah.
I will say I'm very surprised at how many GameCube games were like top sellers for the year, considering the GameCube.
Yeah.
Wasn't this the year when the GameCube was like slashed in price down to $99 and they were doing all sorts of shit to try really hard to get people to buy one?
I mean, it very well could be the case. And, you know, two of the games, it's 3 GameCube games, and 2 of them are Mario spin-offs, and one of them is Zelda, like mainline Zelda. So, like, it makes sense that all 3 of those would sell well.
It's just, like, the GameCube is notorious for, like, having trash, like, console
But you know
sales.
what?
Yeah.
Nobody can take away the fact that this year gave us the Game Boy Advance SP.
That's true. All right. Quick top 5 of 2003, because I already thought mine up. I had a hard time deciding on a 5th one. It's between a lot of different games, but I decided on Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire, The Legend of Zelda: The Wind Waker. These are not in order, by the way. Tony Hawk's Underground, Sonic Advance 2, and Jak 2.
All right.
I was torn between that and Beautiful Joe, but...
Yeah, I think this year is incredible. My top 5 in no particular order. I hope I get all of them and don't accidentally miss one because, God, there's so much. But obviously, Dark Cloud 2, that's my favorite game of all time. We got Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire. I got to say that. We got Xenosaga Episode 1. I would probably say...
Ape Escape, for sure.
Ape Escape 2 and then Ratchet and Clank Going Commando would be my top 5. There's so many many good games on here as well. Like, so it's pretty tough to pick between them all, but those are probably my 5.
Okay.
Landon, how do you feel about 2003 in general? And do you want to do a list of top 5, or do you want to be different and say no, I won't do that?
Yes, I will do that.
We are running pretty high on time.
Where is...
Like to give us time to catch up as well.
Okay.
Are you gonna find the biggest meme entries? Because like I'm looking at him.
particular order.
Enter the Matrix.
in no particular order. Let's go.
Big Rigs Over the Road Racing.
WWE Crash Hour. Batman Dark Tomorrow. No.
All right, come on.
Aquaman.
Sonic Adventure DX Director's Cut.
Oh, now you know
Yeah,
he's
I am
bullshitting.
bullshitting. Okay. The Wind Waker.
Oh yeah, for sure.
That's easy.
Gotta have Wind Waker.
Probably. I mean,
Beautiful Joe, right?
Beautiful Joe's up there. Would I put Fire Emblem GBA up there? Maybe.
Maybe out of what's out this year.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Double Dash, easy. That one, and then part of me wants to say Budokai 2.
I was gonna say, I feel like of all the times that a Dragon Ball game would make it into your top 5 for a year, I feel like this is a year that's possible.
Yeah, probably Budokai 2. I mean, like,
because it's that, or did you play Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire when they came out?
oh yeah. Oh, well,
So
like,
I mean,
in
it's-
2004, 2005 is when I played them. But yes, I played them around.
To be
this time.
fair, I put Xenosaga and I didn't play that shit until like 2012.
Yeah.
So whatever.
So that's, but like, Pokemon Ruby Sapphire is definitely up there. I'd probably put it over Fire Emblem, just because
I do have to
put
give an honorable
so
mention to
much time.
Skya Hour of Darkness as well.
put
Like that. Shout out to that game.
so much fucking time into Pokemon Ruby, especially.
Pokemon Ruby Sapphire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
It's tough. There's a lot of good games.
scratch it all. Just 5 entries of Billy Hatcher.
Bionicle.
Billy Hatcher, please. I have taste. Number 6 is Bionicle.
Okay. Nice. All right. Well, let's do some catching up. It has been 3 weeks. Let's try not to spend too much time on any one particular thing you want to talk about. But Jack, take it away. What you been up to?
Christ, I always forget when the last podcast was. Did I already mention last time
was-
that I beat Metroid Dread?
So you beat it like a couple days before like a day or two before I started it, and I started it the day after the last podcast. So I think you had already beaten it by last podcast.
Okay, yeah, I talked about that then. Let's see.
The last podcast was
have-
back on the 8th, by the way. It was 3
Oh, the last podcast was on the 8th?
when we did the live stream, yeah, because it was 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, that's right, because it was 3 weeks ago. Okay, no, I have beaten Metroid Dread since then. Because I wrote down I beat it on the 13th. I beat Metroid Dread. I 100% of the game. Fucking loved it, actually. I'm going to talk about it more when we do our Metroid podcast, but it's really fucking good. I really enjoyed it. As for games I have been playing lately, I have been trying to get back into Tits.
Trails in the Sky first chapter. For
Trails
those
in
who
the Sky
did not
first
know what he
chapter.
was saying.
They knew.
That has been the main. They know. The
Yeah.
viewers will know.
Breasts, even.
Sure.
Beast of
Anyway, keep going.
Reincarnation.
I
I
mean,
don't know.
Again, it's not even out yet.
but in the last week, as of recording of this podcast, I had a birthday.
You did.
So did Landon.
Landon also had a birthday. Both of these guys had their birthday. Happy birthday to both of them.
Yeah, I got some games in the past couple weeks. I'm gonna go over these real quick. I got off. I still haven't opened it yet, but I got that from Landon. Thank you, Landon.
I still gotta play that game.
I will probably be playing it soon. Honestly, it's pretty short. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like I could knock this out pretty quickly. I got
Tomodachi Life, Living the Dream.
Living the Dream.
Tomodachi
which
Life,
Landon
Living the
also
Dream has
got.
been taking the world by storm.
Yeah, I have not played a ton of it yet, but I have been having fun with what I have played so far. I enjoy it. It's very funny. I also got
Pokemon Pokopia. God, I feel like when you decide to spend time on it, that you will just like never want to stop playing it. Like you will have to pull yourself away.
Don't look at this part.
Don't have to
don't
keep
look at that
going. We
part.
don't have to keep going over this part,
I know.
Jack. I know.
I know.
I know.
Yes, we
yeah.
do.
I know.
Big game for the year so far.
Yeah, I could definitely see myself just getting ridiculously addicted. Yeah, obviously I want to own it physically. These two I did not get for my birthday, but I just got them in the mail the other day, and I intend on playing them soon. I guess Scott Pilgrim EX.
I forgot that game actually came out.
It came out like back in January, I think.
Nice.
You got
February?
pushed to like March.
Oh.
Did it? Okay,
And that's
never
why,
mind.
like, because the physical was originally supposed to ship in February, but they like pushed the digital release which is why like the physical didn't ship until like right now.
I just realized this cover is holographic a little bit, and that's pretty cool.
Neat.
But yeah, I look forward to playing that soon. And big game. Shantae Advance. Risky Revolution.
I'm really surprised
The
you
Lost.
didn't get the GBA copies that they were making.
I thought about it. I really did. I thought about it, but I was like, I think I would rather just have like a copy on a modern system.
But you could play
have
the
a
Game
GBA
Boy
card.
Advance game they made on the Game Boy Advance cartridge.
I know.
That would be so cool.
You're giving me FOMO, Cloud. You stop that, mister. I just got this, and I'm excited about it.
I mean, it is the long lost
but
Shantae game, so I'm surprised you.
It is true.
I'm not surprised. I am expecting you to be excited to play it.
Yeah, it's the long lost Shantae 2, basically.
Yeah.
The original planned sequel to the Game Boy game. So, gonna play it soon. Looking forward to it. And that's all I got for now.
That's all you got. Just been gaming, pretty much. So really, just Metroid Dread, Trails in the Sky.
I've been doing other things, but like I'm cutting back on. We're short on time.
Yeah.
So I'm.
I haven't really had too much new stuff going on. I am near the end of a small vacation that I ended up managing to take at the end of this month. So I've had like 5 days off in a row. This is my 4th day out of the 5, so I've still got tomorrow off. So had some time off, but I've mostly been just been gaming. I have a lot of stuff here that I'm just going to go over real quick. Last podcast I had been in the middle of playing it, but I finished my playthrough of Mini Shoot Adventures, and that is an incredible game that came out this year for Switch. 2 came out previous year on Steam, but whatever. I really liked that game though, so I really hope that Landon plays it because I want to hear his thoughts because it's great. I've been chipping away at Earthbound Beginnings. I finally have a second party member. I'm probably about a third of the way through the game now, so it's pretty fun. It is grindy, but honestly, for an NES RPG, that the only thing I have for my playthrough is restore points since I put it on my 3DS. It's pretty fun. I finished Trails in the Sky first chapter. Wow. I fucking annihilated my way through that game. Like that game, I played a fuck ton of it. I think I spent like 55 to 60 hours overall on it, which is almost exactly how long I imagined I would spend on it. That game is great. I think I prefer Cold Steel, but not because I think that Cold Steel is the better. Listen, let me say my words.
I didn't say anything.
I know that doesn't mean I said I saw your gestures. I have to say that like I prefer Trails of Cold Steel, but not because I think it's the better game, just because I like the character interactions more, and I feel like the integration of like gameplay and story elements, like I like it more there. But like Trails of Cold Steel is really cool because there's just like a fuck ton of side missions you can do or not do if you don't want to do them.
I guess,
and just like
all of them, all the Trails games have a fuck ton of side missions.
Yeah. But like Cold Steel did not have nearly as many compared to like Trails First in the Sky First Chapter remake.
Yeah.
Like there's so many in First Chapter remake. So like it was really cool just being able to do like all that side stuff.
There was only like 3 or 4 added for the remake. Most of it's from the original game.
So there was a lot there's already more in the bait. But the point I'm trying to make here is there's a lot more optional stuff and it was a lot of fun. I'm not trying to spend too much time on each of this. I played through the entirety of Metroid Dread between last podcast and now because I didn't even get to play it yet.
Hell yeah.
And that was awesome. That said, a couple of those boss fights were really fucking tricky, but goddamn, that game is wonderful. I can't wait to talk about it. We'll talk about it more on upcoming podcasts.
Full time fuckers.
Thumbs up there. I played through a couple short games, shooters. There was the Shmup Gunbird 2. I had played Gunbird 1 a long time ago when that was released on Switch, so I played Gunbird 2 for Switch. Not as big a fan of it as the first game, but there is a blue-haired schoolgirl with a ray gun and a jetpack, so she's pretty cool.
So it's actually better than the first?
No, because the first game has better stages and better antagonists as well.
Damn.
I played through an actual full playthrough of Star Fox on SNES through the Nintendo Switch Online release. That was interesting. I hadn't ever gotten past like the second stage in the game back when I was a kid. But sure, It was fun, I guess. And then I also finally played Panzer Dragoon like in completion. Like I played like part of it, well, like emulating it, but like Saturn emulation is like a bitch. But they have the remake on Switch, so I was like, you know what, I'll spend the money. And I got the remake on Switch, and I played through that, and it's a fun time. I think that it gets a little too much hate. Yeah, I could see some issues with it, but like I had a great time with the remake for Panzer Dragoon. I'll probably play through it again sometime in the near future as well. I tried to do a playthrough for EVO Search for Eden after I had only played through like one chapter previously, and that game is not as good later in the game as I was hoping it would be.
Damn.
Just considering it was a childhood game that I loved. I got stuck on the boss of the 4th chapter, and I just called it quits. There's a whole other chapter afterwards. There's one more chapter after, but I'm not gonna bother. The chapter 4 boss was like, it's a fun game too, because like you get to like play as like different organisms as you go through periods of time from like early like parts of like the world, like the planet Earth, and then into like early man. And it's such a cool concept, but it's so fucking grindy. And some of the bosses are just fucking stupid. So, like, it was a fun time while I had it, though. And then I also decided to start a playthrough of Pokemon Let's Go Eevee, but only using the Pokeball Plus accessory as my primary controller.
As God
which
intended.
is very interesting. It's very interesting. I can definitely see, like, why they wanted people to use it, although there are some functions of the game that you literally cannot do with just that Pokeball Plus. It's really weird. But it's been okay. I will say I am enjoying it a little bit more than the other experimental game that I started playing. That is Metroid Other M.
Yeah.
I started playing that.
Good answer, Steve.
Hell yeah, brother.
I'll save my thoughts on that game for the podcast because I'm only like a third of the way through the game. So wait. We'll wait. I'll get back to it.
Hell yeah.
Not having a good time.
Good. I'm glad. I'm glad for you.
Landon, what have you been up to?
I beat Final Fantasy Tactics: The Ivalice Chronicles.
Hell yeah, brother!
Beat the story mode for Mario Tennis Fever.
How was that?
It's fine. It was, like the story mode is like four. I beat it in like 4.5 hours. Most of it is
shorter
like
than I was expecting it.
It is. Most of it is like you like learning to play the game in a school setting as baby Mario, and then the other half is like you like going back to where you turned into baby Mario to become adult Mario again. But
so
Daisy becomes one of your like party members at one point, so the game is great.
All right. I don't want to get too far away from this. I need to ask your opinion though on Final Fantasy Tactics because you said you would talk about it.
But
You said you were gonna. You said you were gonna talk about. In fact, you wouldn't even talk about it in our Discord or in a stream because you said you would talk about it here, and I want to hear your thoughts on it. So you talk about it right now.
The next game I played was Shantae for the Game Boy Color. Which I beat last night, and also I've been playing Tomodachi Life, living the dream. Okay, Final Fantasy Tactics: The Ivalice Chronicles.
He just refuses to say anything nice about Final Fantasy in my presence. Like that's it. Honestly, you know what? I'll get up and I'll just leave the room. You can say your piece on Final Fantasy Tactics, and then I'll come back and I'll just listen to it in post if that makes you feel better.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay.
Hey, Cloud.
All right.
There's nothing here for you to listen to. Might as well skip ahead.
This is just gonna be. No, I want him to leave this in. I was gonna say he might edit this out.
I hope he leaves it in.
It's gotta stay in.
Final Fantasy Tactics: The Ivalice Chronicles
that you said
was
nice
actually a lot of
things,
fun. I do have a big issue with how the characters went, and like there's a lack of characters like on this like that you get access to like in each fight. But other than that, like it's pretty fun. The story's fun. The characters that are in it are a lot of fun. I just never felt the need to use any of the non-CACs, for lack of a better term. Yeah, but like,
Oh, you like stuck with generics?
yeah, it was just Ramza and then the 4 generics: Little Jack, Clud, Stoog, and Tori were the 4 I ended up using. But like
They have some like cool original characters, but I feel like the game is so much better when you just use like your made up shit.
yeah, and a lot of the stuff I was reading was like use like these characters, like the actual characters, but it's like by the time I get most of them, I've already devoted so much time into these custom characters that it's really hard to like drop them because you only get 4 to 5 slots, and one of them is a Ramza. So you're getting
For your
3 to
story
4
fights, yeah.
characters in every fight, and it makes it really hard to like
And
rotate.
all of the like original characters that they have, they'll usually only start with like a handful of abilities from like a couple other jobs.
Yeah.
Like they never have enough stuff to be caught up to whatever you already have.
So
There's really cool ones, like Orlando's a fucking boss, but like he also just has like just his a few things outside of his own class.
yeah, but like I said, the stories
It's a grindy
it's
game.
very
If
grindy.
you want to get to
Especially like the first chapter is like if you don't grind, you're gonna get fucking steamrolled in a lot of the fights.
Yeah.
But once you get, honestly, chapter 3 is not super grindy, like because probably by that time you've put in most of the grind you need to like get through stuff, and yeah. But yeah, the job class over, like the job system overall is pretty fun. But then it comes down to like kind of making everyone have auto potion, everyone have dual wield, everyone have like movement +2 or +3. So all the characters just kind of end up feeling somewhat similar.
There's a lot of good abilities and like ideas that you can go with, but like if you want to just like give yourself a good shot at the game, like sometimes it'll boil down to just using a handful of like the best ones.
Yeah.
But there's a surprising amount of like crazy shit you can do, like the Shira Hadori ability that you never like used on your characters really. That will block like any physical attack, including arrows that are fired at you.
That's cool.
Based on your bravery stat. So if your bravery is 97, which is the cap, you just like fucking never take physical damage ever again. It's funny.
Yeah.
But it's one of those things where it's like you gotta weigh your pros and cons, because like if you do get hit, do you have any other abilities to help you recover from that? It's one of those things where like you took like the easy tried and true stuff, and you can't go wrong with it.
I just bull rushed the game and beat everything into an inch of its life. I mean, it's funny to get Ramza up to like plus just 20 like attack.
Plus a billion.
Yeah, and just like have him like one shot bosses with a double hit with whatever swords you have equipped to him, the Excalibur plus an ice sword or whatever the fuck. So there's there's a lot of fun stuff you can do with it. So overall, like, I very much enjoyed it.
All right, and I believe we've covered everything we have to say as far as. Oh wait, no, he's still got more stuff.
It was my birthday too, you fool.
Oh,
I
well, why didn't you have it ready?
I did.
Lennon also had a birthday.
You said I had to talk about Final Fantasy Tactics: The Evilise Chronicles. You wouldn't even let me mention the games that I was playing, and yet I mentioned them. Anyway, a couple things I got. I got these 2 movies, The Life of Brian and Mulholland Drive.
Hell yeah. I bought him those.
I got this game.
Those are great movies.
Sonic Crossworlds. Sonic Racing Crossworlds, sorry. Switch 2 edition, which comes with this code on your screen.
Oh yeah, for the fucking werehog
right
thing.
now.
Did you already redeem it, or are you just gonna let somebody just take the code?
I'll let them find out. Here's the code again.
Al,
You gotta redeem that code before this video goes live.
I wonder if Al has the game and is gonna try to redeem.
He just has to have a Switch. You don't even have to have a game to redeem it.
True, he doesn't even have to have a game.
I got
That's true.
another Kurosawa movie from my sister. Kagemusha, late era.
Fuck yeah.
Kurosawa. Plus, I don't have it up here. She tried to buy me, I guess. Yeah, good luck, Al. Have fun. She tried to buy me Dragon's Dogma 2 for the PS5, but it was a PEGI copy. But she gave me the money for a US copy. I just was like, this doesn't work.
You're like, Is that what you
Pretty much. I
told
was like,
her?
This doesn't work. Yeah.
Damn.
And she was like,
Oh.
okay, here's the money for an actual copy. I was like, thank you. And I bought it. And then Kari also got me and her tickets to go see Streetlight in July for my birthday. Because
Nice.
it's Streetlight Manifesto, and they're supposed to have a new album out this year.
Will-
Won't.
Oh, really?
Will they actually put out the album before the tour? Will they actually?
When was their last album?
They said 2013.
Jesus Christ.
13 years ago.
The Hands That Thieve came out.
Wait, that was the last
That was
album
the
that they
last
did?
album.
Yes, The Hands That Thieve was legitimately the last album they did. It's been
Isn't
that
that
long.
awesome?
And I remember you were really excited for that album when that
I
came out.
was very excited. I still am very excited for that album right now.
Yeah, that album was supposed to come out last
was.
year, and then it got pushed back. And Tom swears that they will release the album before they do the tour, and I'd be willing to bet that it won't be ready, and they will just put out another 3 songs like they did last time.
I'm sure we could go onto several betting sites and make some money off of this wager.
Yeah.
Oh God.
It's like death and taxes. There's 3 things that happen. Streetlight doesn't release fucking albums almost ever, especially when they say they will.
Yeah, especially when they say they will.
So yeah, that's it.
So we'll see.
Go away.
Okay,
That's
we've
We're
done
done
enough
now.
here. We'll see you guys next time. Thank you all for tuning in. Roll the outro. Bye.
Shove you off a fucking cliff.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you for listening to the Gaming Stooges Talks podcast. If you enjoyed us, consider subscribing to our podcast RSS feed, or follow us on youtube.com/GamingStooges and twitch.tv/GamingStooges for more gaming content. If you'd like to chat with us, join our Discord. The link can be found in the episode description. We also want to thank all of our Patreon supporters. Your continued support means a lot to us. Not already one? Please take a look at what we have to offer anyone who becomes a patron at patreon.com/GamingStooges. See you next time.